Thank you.
So it'll probably draft back in here in a minute.
I won't be here next week, so you can call it the Tony Show next week.
Come back.
Sure. Yeah, next week everybody just bash on Bob.
At least you warned me.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, you're connected to your stream. You are now live on YouTube. You are good to go whenever you want.
Hi guys. Nice to meet you.
John.
Are you leaving?
Good to meet you.
Yeah, we're gonna get food. Do you want me to bring you
beat it
back
out,
non-ambrosia burger?
No thanks. I don't know how long is the show normally.
Machine downstairs.
Oh, it's not a problem.
Are you serious with that, Tony? The Bob Show? Is that
About 2 hours.
Here we go. So is that something
All
we're
right.
gonna leave like that?
Because like there's food left over at my house.
Is he being serious about this being the Bob Show and you joining in on the joke? Because that'll make me really upset.
The Bob and Moan joke?
Yeah. Is that true
Bob
stuff?
and Moan.
It's not a joke. That's an actual thing.
Oh hey, you never brought me that fog machine, dude.
I know. I totally forgot.
I know you totally did forget. You totally forgot.
That's streaming live right now too. I looked for it and then I thought I don't because it wasn't in here.
Right.
I think Matt Menzie has it, and then I was like, I don't know where it's at.
Right.
My headphone.
I thought that was Darren's.
Okay.
All right, guys. I need a couple seconds of silence as I get.
Hey, did you get John figured out?
I'm emailing Steve.
We need to test him.
Yeah, is his mic work? John, test your
You want
mic.
me to-
Yeah.
It does.
Scream into it as loud as you can.
No, don't do that.
I'm not gonna.
You might need
Here.
to turn up his headphone amp.
Here at the Zeppelin races, we're watching Cat. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been.
Is it working? Yeah. Okay.
Hear
I
yourself
hear
now?
it. Yeah, I hear myself.
Okay. Next time, just pay attention.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
you
oh,
know
excuse
what
me.
would help?
Smack them.
Hey, heads up before I leave. You know what would help like
You want?
your listeners
What?
and stuff would be like if you
You
guys
want
are right now got on
That's
Facebook
fine.
and said check out my live stream. That would help a ton.
People know how to use Facebook?
Is that a real thing?
If it's not makeup I'm posting, they don't give a shit.
OutrightGeeks.com/stream.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh, not in the dark. I scared.
Yeah, we're recording a podcast. Comics, movies, games, we're so outright geeky.
Yeah, we're outright geeky.
We're so outright geeky.
We're so outright geeky.
And we are live from the OT Media Studios in downtown Alton, Illinois. We are the Outright Geeks. And I'm just enjoying our live video streamingness here, and I got to see the screen go like dark, black. It actually looked kind of cool. We should do the show partially with the lights off. It looks kind of trippy because with the backlight, it's got this like uber cool like
all right, hold
thing
on.
going on. Is
I got
joystick
it.
turning
I
the lights
got
off?
it.
Okay, cool. Now, the OT Media Studios, we are brought to you with the wonderful generosity of the Fantasy Books Inc. group, which has 3 locations. That's Fantasy Books Inc. in Belleville, Bell Vegas. What's the other name for Belleville? It's got like a tertiary name, doesn't it?
Bell Vegas is the only name for Belleville.
Is it like
Belleville, Illinois?
Bellroot or Bellingham?
I have no
No,
idea.
not at all.
Rouge.
So you have Bell Vegas. There's also Fairview Heights with Fantasy Books and Games. And the location that we've been most frequently associated with, we do have Heroic Adventures in Edwardsville, Illinois. I am Tony Bravo, the man behind the board. I took a week off as I had to go hunt down a dog. But 2 gentlemen in here kept the show afloat, sitting directly across from me, which if you look at him, his face is lit up like Ghost Story style on the live webcam. That is B-Mad.
B-Mad, what?
Sitting across from B-Mad, we do have...
The cat.
Who didn't meow this time? There we go.
I'm a little horse
That
today.
was-
Like a pony.
But don't bumps.
and those sound effects were brought to you by Joystick. So I'm over here meowing for Caitlin, or for the cat.
Do we have to stay in the dark?
I will turn the lights back on.
IR Ken has afraid of dark. No
Actually,
cheeseburgers here.
This is the best part of the video. We can't see you.
Oh, you're so friendly.
Boom. Roasted.
You're so nice to me. You're such my friend.
How's
And
that
then-
the best part of the video?
We have our, what's becoming a tradition now, the in-studio guest. Sitting directly across from the joystick is John. Yes?
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
John, what is your geek?
Everything.
Well, yeah, I have my fingers in just about every pie you can think of.
All the pies.
Apple?
Hopefully not
Indeed.
poison.
Blueberry?
Cosplaying, prop making, woodworking.
I've never
comic
heard of
reading.
cosplay pie.
Well,
It exists.
it's a very
yeah.
small niche.
What
there.
what is in cosplay pie?
Does it have
You don't want to know.
Does it have anything to do with American Pie?
A lot of sweat.
It's a lot of sweat and cosplay. Now,
Yeah.
you said you do woodworking.
Yes, I do.
Can you talk into the microphone so we can hear you?
Sorry. Yes, I do. Mostly in woodworking, I use it to make my swords. Which I
How
use
long
in
does
the-
that take you?
This sword right here took me 4 hours, maybe. And then I still have a little bit more to do. I have to make a jewel.
His mic's not on.
Is it?
I can hear him.
I mean, the switch is on.
We're
Talk,
having
talk
a
about what you did this weekend.
Wow,
Wow, I am
hi.
really loud. What is up
Yes,
with
you
that?
are.
Tony, what are you doing?
Nothing. He yelled into the microphone. Quit yelling at me.
Hey, talk about what you did this weekend. I'll fix this problem with magic.
Well, this weekend, this past weekend, I initiated my vacation, but I had to actually work at work on Saturday, so I burned 9 hours there trying to make sure that I was all caught up.
I went by the Fantasy Books location in Fairview not too long ago.
You
and
worked
they
by
were
there?
super helpful. That was my first time ever being in that location. And they were super helpful. And unfortunately, out of my comic book, and I can't get it because it's one of those ones that
Testing?
isn't around often, I guess. So
What is it?
it was the Spotlight Batman, I believe. It was a big volume. It was a lot of the older comics. Because I wanted to start from as fresh as I could from the beginning, and I couldn't do that. They had 3 and 5, though, and I almost grabbed those, but I probably should have. Instead, I got a little Joker figure who is really cool, and he comes with a magazine. So
Very
that was
cool.
exciting.
I played some Titanfall and some Plants vs. Zombies.
6 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
6 weeks in a row. I'm trying. I actually also got Super Mario 3D World. I'm a little late to that party, but it has been amazing.
Has it?
I love Mario games.
I love the Mario games too. I'm just not a fan when they go 3D.
I'm a bigger fan of the 3D games.
Now it's the one game where I don't need the depth. It's just the way it plays.
I guess
With the camera view and no, I do mean 3D visual depth. Yes.
I know. It was just funny when you said it.
Yes. No, I do prefer character depth and everything else. Yes, very much so. Although that does remind me, I did see a video this past weekend talking about how Mario's actually a villain.
Yeah, I've seen that before. And Peach is have you seen the one about Peach being she wants to be kidnapped all the time? And stuff?
Yeah,
What
she's like an
about
attention
the
whore.
one where they're the creepy star people in the galaxy or whatever?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
They're always up on the left in some certain world. It was really creepy.
There's a lot of creepy stuff
And
going on
it
in
was
Mario.
said that they were dead people or ghosts or something or aliens or something. It was freaky.
I don't know.
Well, there has to be dead people for there to be ghosts. The boos
It
have
was
to
weird.
be dead. Maybe they're the dead Goombas that Mario has stomped. But ever since I watched Mario Donkey Punch Yoshi,
Shadow
I
people.
was
That's
like,
what they are.
whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I never really paid attention when I was first playing. I was like, all right, cool, Yoshi. And then I always felt bad when I would jump off Yoshi to survive a jump and you just let him plummet to his doom. I always
always
felt
missed
bad,
him.
but I never noticed that Mario actually punches Yoshi in the back of the head every time he eats a berry. I was like, no, really? And there's the video plain as day, just and I'm like, wow. I felt bad for Yoshi. I really, really did.
Well,
I didn't pay that close attention.
Are you
I really
good?
didn't.
working.
I'll have to look at it now.
So
And back on the microphone is John Morrissey. So
That's-
there we go.
Mario, supporting domestic violence since it came out.
Domestic violence and animal
Animal
cruelty.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it's all
hey,
about.
back to your swords. You said this
Oh,
one
my-
takes you about 4 hours.
Yeah, this one took me about 4
No,
hours.
it's fine.
You can
No, go ahead.
All right. This one took me about 4 hours. It's 4 pieces right now.
How tall would you say that is? It looks like
this
maybe 2
is
foot. I'm really bad with
This is about 3 feet probably.
about 3
from-
feet. 3
from
foot wooden
tip.
sword. It looks really cool.
Weighs about 7 pounds.
If you check
maybe.
us out on our YouTube right now, we're kind of streaming. You'll be able to see it. It's really neat. And then you've got another one here. Did you make this one too?
Yes, I made both of these, and I have some other ones, but
That one is really neat.
they are.
It's all red. It looks like a cross in the center, like a very Celtic kind
It's
of thing.
the Demon Blood
Celtic.
Sword from Adventure Time.
cool.
And that sword will eventually be another sword from Adventure
Yes,
Time.
that will eventually be the Finn's gold sword.
I knew that looked familiar. I couldn't place it.
Yep, it just doesn't have its telltale.
Is this a
yellow
It doesn't have its
Legit?
colors.
Pose. If you are a sword person and you're listening to the stream or you're watching us on, or if you're not watching us on YouTube, get on YouTube because we're going to be playing with swords all show.
Where
But
can
I-
they find us on YouTube?
YouTube.com, the Outright Geeks.
I don't have the link. I guess search for Outright Geeks.
You're also asking me while I'm bent in a very awkward angle here, trying to like talk
You'll
because this
figure
thing
it
like
out.
overly squeaked as I try to move it.
And if you'd like to talk to us, we are outrightgeeks.com/stream. I don't know. I'm going to find out where the YouTube is. I have no idea.
That looks like a legit pose.
I feel like you might be cutting your arm off
Yeah, that.
if that
I feel
was
like
a real
you're gonna
sword.
have an accident if you
That looks
keep
about
swinging
right.
that thing around.
Like in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like I always, it's not Skyrim. I'm trying to think of one where they climb ladders, but when they climb ladders, they hold their sword like this.
I don't know.
And for those of you not
I
watching
feel
us
like
on YouTube,
you'd lose a hand if you were
yeah,
gonna do that.
They do.
You
They
got
like
the
they chop their arms off routinely
sword right
climbing
out
up sword.
front, underneath his wrist. So it's like, oh, that's a bad idea.
So check out these swords on YouTube, or if you're just listening to the stream, we do have these wooden swords. I'm mimicking poses that I've seen Bruce Lee do on TV, and we'll do that throughout. We have a lot to talk about today. John will be discussing his cosplay, his swords, how he's going to make me a board game box.
Am I?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. That was very chivalrous of you, sir.
Well,
We have one person watching the YouTube, and we're live. I'm trying to find it here for us.
the pleasure is mine.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. We'll talk in a little bit.
Whoa. No. Volume.
Sound.
And then, actually, there's several things I'd like to talk with you about, Mr. John. And, of course, we'll do that during the course of the show and afterward when we discuss free business. And
Can I tell
Or
about my
so Tony
weekend yet?
thinks.
I feel like I was left out of the weekend. Hey, how was your weekend?
How was
Did
your
we leave you
weekend,
out?
You had a
Dad?
weekend?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I thought I had a weekend.
do we know who you are?
This is B-Mad.
Do we really know who you are?
Do you have a
Are
secret
you?
identity?
hope
Are
so.
you B-Mad or are you Batman?
I am. If you can be Batman, be Batman.
Yeah. Duh.
Duh. No, it was my daughter's birthday. That's the only reason I want to bring it up. I just want to wish my little one turned 11 yesterday, actually. So today is the day after her birthday, but we celebrated pretty much all weekend long.
What's her
Nice.
name?
Went and seen Maris.
Happy birthday.
Maris is 11 now.
Can we give her a round of applause? Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Woo! What do they call that when it's double digits in the same digit? So
I don't
11,
know.
22, 33.
Awesome.
An
Yeah, I told her
awesome
they're the
birthday.
awesome birthdays because they're double digits, but
Harry
I kind of
Potter.
like-
She's gonna get her letter for Hogwarts.
I kind of messed up as a dad yesterday because I scheduled her doctor's appointment for her she's going into 6th grade. I scheduled
Yeah.
a doctor's appointment for her physical,
You did it on
not
her birthday.
knowing that on her birthday because I wanted to take her out of school. So I got her out of school for the day.
Oh, well,
so
that's
we
kind
could,
of a plus.
yeah, that's a plus, and she was only supposed to get a physical from what I understood. So she sees the nurse, she sees the doctor, and then the doctor's like, well, the nurse will come back in a minute. And the nurse comes back with shots.
What?
Nice.
And
Hepatitis shots. Physical.
no,
They usually
TB
require
or
those.
whatever it is. Whatever their normal vaccinations
Yeah.
are. You got to vaccinate your kids, people. It's like spaying and neutering your pets. It's a public
Not the same.
public service.
Only less
It's not
It's a public
the same.
service.
Yeah, this. You know what? This I'm totally behind you on this one. This has actually become a real thing again.
Yeah.
Like all these
What,
non
vaccinating your kids?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
you have
huge.
these non-vaxxers, and they were like led by not Christine Applegate. Who was a goober? That's was it Jenny McCarthy?
Yeah.
They,
well,
they led this
she's now
charge.
saying that was not true.
Well, yeah, but because
But I
now
don't know
we
if
have
that's actually.
And
like-
what's the girl from
Okay.
Big Bang Theory? We talked about her before too. She's a big. I thought she was big into that type of
No,
stuff.
I think she's a pro-vaxxer.
Is she pro-vax?
I
Didn't
hope so.
smallpox
Are
or
we
what
gonna
was
coin
it
the
that
word vaxxer?
outbroke in
No,
New York?
that is the term because
know.
you had
Is
these
it measles?
anti-vaxxers.
Measles.
Measles.
Measles outbroke in New York.
Yeah, not
Isn't
only
that right?
measles but
I can't even
polio.
say it. But yeah, polio's making an appearance
Polio.
back.
Which hasn't been around in what, hundreds of years?
Wasn't
Like-
that in
well,
Texas?
no, 50, but-
was,
50
Was that
years?
in
Yeah.
Texas?
I can't remember.
Something
one of the
broke
two.
out in like
Yeah.
a church in Texas or something.
But like
I don't know. I could be
diseases
way off.
that were eradicated have come back because these morons. And yes, I'm going to call you a moron because unfortunately, you have
Fred shared the link on Facebook.
beautiful.
Well, if anything, it could get still whether or not we are vaccinated to that. We need to vaccinate anyway because even the just new stuff that we're used to is mutating. Flu's getting worse. All these other things are getting worse. We're coming up with new things. It's always take care of whatever you can. So
So
how to
she
be healthy.
She gets the shot. She's very upset about it. She's like, Dad, she's like crying. She's like, I didn't want shots until it's my birthday. So she got the shots, right? And I made up for it. I'm like, hey, I'll
Ice
get
cream?
you. Yep, ice cream. She's like, but you said we're going to ice cream tonight. I'm like, you get double ice cream. We're going for ice cream right now. I haven't even had dinner. I'm like, I don't care.
This
Gonna go
is
get some
dinner.
ice cream. Then we can have whatever you want for dinner. Then we can have more ice cream. So I doubled up on the ice cream and made it all
There you
better.
go.
But I totally and completely dropped the ball on that one. I had no idea that this lady
You
was going to
di-
bust
you
out.
didn't
Not with
know.
one. Not at all. And they didn't tell us when we came in. Like when they talked to her, they were like, oh, it's just, because she was like, how long are we going to be here? And the nurse was like, oh, it's just a regular physical. We got to, check this, that, and the other. So she's thinking, oh, good deal. And then when they came back with those 2 needles, she flipped. It was bad.
Aw.
Anyway.
Backflip
so,
or forward flip?
All the
she can do
flips.
both because she's in
Sideways?
tumbling.
See, that's a talent. Speaking of talents, we have a lot that we still have yet to discuss, and we are going to launch out with the talented John McIntosh.
Well, thank you. Morrissey, actually.
Morrissey. I had an M.
Magician. We'll just
Any
change
relation
your
to
name
David?
that.
David.
Morrissey.
Maybe.
Okay.
Hey,
The man of many
Can we
names,
just call
according
you
to
John the
Tony.
Magician?
it
I
started with
am
an M.
Magic Man.
Yay!
There we go.
All right, so the mighty magic man will manipulate metallic
Materials.
Thank you.
And dance.
So Magic
pie.
Man Morrissey will manipulate materials in the.
When we return.
Oh, you messed it up. All right, so yes, next is John Morrissey.
Out. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, and I'm nowhere near my favorite comic book store.
Where are you?
I'm in Fairview Heights.
Then go to Fantasy Books and Games. It's right there in Fairview Heights next to the Dandy Inn at 1977 West Highway 50. They have a fantastic collection of comics, books, toys, and games. Grab your stash and come back for the show.
Thanks, Tony B. I'm headed over there right now to Fantasy Books and Games at 1977 West Highway 50.
Or call them at 618-624-0920.
Do you want to look, feel, and perform better every single day? Whether you're at home, in the gym, or on the playing field, 180nutrition.org is your source for the best performance nutrition. 180nutrition.org is for everyone. My name is Clint Forsythe.
And I'm Lindsay.
Together we own 180nutrition.org.
Jumpstart your new year with an Advocare 24-day challenge before the new year starts.
180nutrition.org, your local and trusted Advocare independent distributors. 180nutrition.org. Use what the pros use. Get your Advocare 24-day challenge and visit 180nutrition.org. Right now!
Hey, BMAD, you busy this weekend?
I've got a date.
A date?
Yes, at Fantasy Books in Belleville, Illinois. I'm missing some comics for the show.
There's a Fantasy Books in Belleville?
Yes, there is. Fantasy Books Inc. is the original location. It's located at 1113 East Main Street in Belleville. They have comics, games, toys, and the largest collection of back issues.
That's awesome. I'm always looking for back issues. Where exactly is that again?
Fantasy Books Inc. is located at 1113 East Main Street in Belleville, and you can call them at 618-235-0844.
Hey, BMAD, can I borrow your wallet?
Why?
I need more comics.
And we are live out of the OT Media Studios in downtown Alton, Illinois. The Epic Sax guy has taken a vacation. Apparently, this is a much-deserved vacation, a much-wanted vacation.
We fired his ass. What you talking about, Willis?
No. I like him. He's not to be fired, but he is on vacay. He was not wanted. For those of you listening to this podcast on download, you can tell I had a week off because the first segment where we all introduced each other is not available because I forgot to record it. But we are recording now.
So roll call, please. Man on the mic is...
The man on the... Well, we're all on the mic, but I'm behind the board, and I am
That's
Tony
right.
Bravo.
There you go. And I am B-Mad, trying to tell him what he's doing and not knowing myself. Across from me is... She does what?
Goes.
Yep.
Mic's on.
My mic is on.
It is on.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Your name is...
My name is Kat.
There you go.
And you go... The cat goes...
Meow.
There you go.
And sitting next to her is Joystick.
I thought she was going to do that.
Whose puberty
I'm too
just
lame.
showed up.
Whose puberty just showed up. And across from
He's sprouting
me,
feathers. Our guest of honor...
John Morrissey.
Hello.
John Morrissey, the first time I met John was at the Jacoby Art Center. And what was that? About 2 months ago?
Early January.
And
Yes.
Oh, so it was
a
longer
little,
than
little
that.
more than that.
And it was lust at first sight.
It was.
Indeed.
Well,
There was a
he
sparkle in his eyes.
weed me with a TARDIS.
So you built the TARDIS.
I
He
built the TARDIS.
built the
yes.
TARDIS.
Secretly the doctor.
I mean, I do have the suspenders.
He
Yes.
does have suspenders.
He does have
is-
suspenders.
He does have suspenders.
Suspenders are
Yeah.
cool.
You can watch it
Bow
if
ties are
you're
cool.
Like
looking at the YouTube.
unicorns.
Fezzes are cool. But anyways, he makes props, and he does a damn good job of it. He brought some swords in. We didn't get to, talk about that earlier on the show because Tony didn't record it.
No, we did talk about it. You just don't hear it because
Yeah.
I didn't record. Now, my lack of recording didn't automatically just erase the memory
No,
of
it-
the conversation
it's
because
all
it
gone.
still exists on
It-
YouTube.
it's
You
It's
broke
a
gone.
fixed point in
You-
space time.
you broke
It
it.
Yeah.
is.
You can't change it.
Well, it's not recorded, so is it a fixed time?
It is recorded,
Fixed
just
point?
not audio recording.
I'm just giving you a trip.
So, yeah, but it
Anyways,
doesn't work because you're not doing it properly.
He makes awesome props, and he brought some props in today. Some Adventure Time swords. One is the Demon Blood sword, and then the one that he's working on, he actually got commissioned for, is the
Finn's
gold.
sword.
Yeah, Finn's golden sword. And earlier you said you're a magic man, which is terrifying to me because he's not a very nice person
I
on the
can
show.
actually do the voice.
I can hear in your voice that you can do the magic man voice
Would you like me to do it?
if you insist.
I'm Magic Man,
That's-
and I have a favor for you. A magical favor.
I hate you right now so much.
So great.
He is. I'm not sure who out there of our listeners have watched Adventure Time, but Magic Man is not a very nice guy. He might seem like he's nice, but he is not a very nice guy. Tony is getting back into his position with the swords so that he can show
Tony
off
is
his
gripping
skills.
his sword firmly, and the two people that are watching YouTube can now see this. He is in a pose of Voltron proportions.
sword.
I don't know what else to say about this.
I'm scared
You
to
look
say
king- you
anything
look
about
I was
it.
kingly.
thinking
I
He-Man.
feel very sword in the stone.
You
Like I
could,
need
you
a
could do a
stone.
He-Man pose. You might
Don't
put a
kill
Is that the
the
He-Man
cat.
pose?
He's gonna
I don't
kill
know
the
a He-Man
cat.
pose.
when you throw it up through
It's
the
not
ceiling.
fair.
Well, that's also Thundercats too. Come on, do it, Lino.
Thundercats.
Wow, I heard that.
Wow.
And you're not even talking into a mic.
If Tony was a pimp, he could call us hoes really, really quickly because
Yes.
he can yell it out there.
Now, anyways, how did you get started making props?
Well,
He grabbed
to
a piece of wood and started shaping it.
be honest,
Are you a whittler?
I do whittle.
You do whittle?
Yes,
A lot?
I'm wondering if there's like a play on words that I'm missing.
No,
Yes?
not at all. I'm not.
Yes?
No.
Is there some sort of joke? Yes,
No.
I do whittle a lot when I.
Whoa. There's
have
some
the
sword
space.
passing going on here. I'm afraid for my eyeballs.
Little bit of sword play, wood on wood.
See, now that was wrong. But go ahead.
Oh, is that
but
one of those
anyways,
ones I
is that?
shouldn't have said?
But anyways.
He whittles while he works.
There's
Anyways,
actually an old family song behind that one too. Yep.
back to
So
my
like-
question.
I do.
You'd
I
like
do
to-
whittle wood.
How did
his question?
How did you get started? With
I
making
honestly, I don't really know. I just decided one day I'm gonna make a TARDIS, and
props? Was the TARDIS
maybe,
your
maybe
first
that's
thing you
your
made?
passion there.
well, actually, no, the TARDIS was second. I forgot.
Okay.
I had made a few years ago. I took my, I guess he was 9 years old at the time.
You should not
My
have given him
brother.
a sword.
I took my 9-year-old brother to Natsucon. I took him to Natsucon, and he was dressed as Finn from Adventure Time. I was Frank
Awesome.
West. I made him a sword at 3 a.m. in the morning. Biggest piece of crap I've ever made. I still keep it though
Oh.
because
It's the
It's a
first
first.
thing
it's
you
the
made.
first one. It might be worth money someday. If I
Yeah.
ever.
Whoa.
Tony's
And
like
Tony
great
needs to
stuff.
put the sword down and get back to the ones and twos.
So I just wanted my brother to have something to carry around. So
Yeah.
I actually got asked. Some guy walked up to me. He's like, "Man, you are one cool dad." He's like, "I totally respect young dads." I was like, "Dude, I'm 18. I don't have a 9-year-old kid."
When you were 9,
Oh, I thought you were
going
gonna
to
knock dads at that old. I was gonna say that's when I had my first one. What you talking about?
No. I'd be knocking you if you were 18 and you had a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got it after you said there was a 9-year-old. At first, I
Right.
heard you say dad, and you're like, no,
18.
I'm only 18. I'm like, you can be a dad at 18. It's possible.
No, absolutely no.
I got
just,
mistaken for my brother's mother when I was like 15.
Actually,
so.
you know what though? If you're 18 with a 9-year-old kid, I wouldn't be knocking you so much as the woman who allowed that to happen.
exactly.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Because we are talking ravaging a 9-year-old here.
Now
that
that
would
we've
definitely
gone
be a show.
there,
I know that
let's
that'd
go-
definitely be a show on
Yeah.
MTV.
Well, you're saying
anyway.
now that we've gone there, we kind of went there when we mentioned 18-year-old with a 9-year-old kid. I mean,
Anyway.
we went there.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
the first sword. I should have brought that one. I didn't even think about it. But first sword was a Finn sword. Was just a 2x4 and some 1x. Big old piece of crap.
If you could make anything, what do you think you might?
He made a TARDIS.
That's a good.
Yeah,
I,
what
I
more do
really
you
want to
need?
see this.
Man, probably.
Or maybe next big thing you want to
the
do.
next big thing actually that I'm doing. That I say I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done. Is a full Mass Effect armor.
Cool.
For Chicago Comic-Con. I want to have that for Chicago Comic-Con.
That's this August, right?
That is in August.
I'm planning on going to that
she
one.
knew.
She knew. I didn't
She knew.
know.
Are you going with?
Huh?
Can I name names of other people?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sam Hansen and some other people to Comic-Con. I don't know if you know them or not.
Maybe if I saw their faces. I'm really
Right.
bad with names.
Right.
But
She's a
I
terrible
do
person.
believe
She just
I know
remembers
that
when
name.
Comic-Con
We're
was.
all terrible people.
Well, I'm going to Comic-Con in Chicago for sure.
Right.
I was not able to make the St. Louis one. I had a bunch of stuff pop up randomly.
You're going to
that weekend.
C2E2?
C2E2. I don't know about that.
Chicago Comic-Con. Like at the end of the month, April 27th?
No. Chicago
Probably not.
Wizard World Comic Con.
Oh, you're going to go to the
Wizard
Wizard World.
World, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's another Chicago Comic-Con called C2E2, and that's like this
When is
weekend.
that? Oh, then I don't have
27.
time this weekend.
Oh,
I
definitely.
have
No,
to plan
not
ahead
this
for
weekend.
stuff.
Next weekend.
And
Because
Oh,
I'll be
no.
gone.
Asen
The May,
too.
No, I'll look it up.
because
It's-
I was going to say May 4th is my birthday, and I'm not doing squat.
no, it's like the 27th
I
of
have
April.
to work,
That'd be
and
this
then I'm
weekend.
going to eat. So
So, anyways,
I'm going to eat, sleep.
where do you
make
see,
merry.
I'm going to try not to get hit by a car again. You know, the
What do you-
usual.
What do you want to do with your prop making?
Well,
I know you're into cosplaying and
Right,
things like that. Are you like looking to get into film and stuff like that, or is it just a hobby?
it's
Is it-
more or less a hobby. It would be cool to get into like a small filming thing, like on YouTube or something like that. But I certainly don't have the tech expertise. It'd just be one mishmash of
I'm actually really good at editing and stuff. So
terribleness. But I just like making the props, and I like the attention.
Oh yeah,
who doesn't?
I just went to my first Comic-Con, and I dressed as Mario. And I've never had so many people. Well,
You probably had so much fun, right?
there were so many people that wanted my picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, why do you want my picture?
You should have gone
Because
to
you're an
Alcon.
outright geek.
Because you're doing something
I don't think it's because
out of the norm, and it's exciting because you're being somebody you want to be for a day. It's
Yeah, no, it was
Awesome.
really cool. So I can completely understand like making the props and like going out to the cons now.
it's almost
and-
like a rush when you're cosplaying.
Oh,
It
is.
is.
It's
It
great.
really is. I have friends who are like, I've got that
Gotta do it.
con rush.
Have you what all have you cosplayed?
Well, I've done Frank West from Dead Rising, Finn from Adventure Time, and then I did Matt Smith Doctor.
With that voice, how have you not done Magic Man?
I've actually thought about
Add that
it.
in.
I've actually thought about it.
Because it is terrifying how
Um,
accurate you are with that.
I'm really bad at sewing. So I
So
just
am I.
haven't gotten around to making the clothes. And I went to Anime St. Louis, and that was my one last hurrah with Finn, at least for a while. So I may make a Magic Man costume so I can run around and scare kids. I'm gonna make the bird.
Yeah,
Eddie.
yeah.
I'm gonna like make an inside out bird and then put fake bird on the outside, so I can like pull it off like magic. So something like that.
That'd be interesting.
It would be interesting.
It'd be
Yeah.
terrifying.
Now we can see
awesome.
we can see your swords,
Yes.
and those that went to the Jacoby Arts Center saw your TARDIS.
Yes.
What is the extent of your woodworking and your craftsmanship? Like, let's say like a table. Have you ever thought about making a table? Or
Well, that's boring.
that's boring.
Also had a trap door in it or something.
I have made a crappy table before. I mean, it was like a really crappy table. But I've
fire in the middle.
I made
of it or
I made a jewelry box for a girl I had a crush on once. I
something. Aww.
put her name. What did I do? I took old blocks and had her name and put them in there. I did something like that. It's mostly props is all I really make. I've made.
Did you
papers.
carve into a lot of trees as a young kid?
I actually didn't. I
No?
I was a Boy Scout, so they're like, don't carve in trees.
Like,
That's-
don't do that. It's
They were
frowned
like,
upon.
don't do that.
Oh, is that the root of the evil? The Boy Scouts? Was that what got you into the woodworking?
I'd say it definitely had a hand in it.
It helped a little.
It helped a little. My
It was the push. Little push.
one of them. My grandpa
That was going to be my next question. Was it a grandfather?
Was a woodworker as well, and he had.
So he whittled.
He did whittle a lot.
What is with you and whittling?
I was just saying the word.
I think it's your favorite
You
word
guys
of the
keep
day.
looking at it. It's the word of the day,
It's
whittle.
like smock. You just
It is.
like
You gotta
to
say
say
it.
it.
Or TARDIS. I mean, come on. How many times can you say TARDIS and feel good about it?
Every time I say TARDIS.
I'm always afraid I'm
See?
going to
There you
mispronounce that.
How many times can you
TARDIS?
say Dalek
Yeah.
and feel good about it?
TARDIS is
Darlic.
on my
0.
phone. Just saying.
It is on his
Is
phone.
that your TARDIS?
That this is my personal TARDIS. I lose a lot of time in that space.
I see what you did there.
I see that too.
So, with something like the TARDIS, how long did that take you to make? And how hard is it to move around?
15 minutes.
It is the biggest pain in the butt I've ever encountered. Except for the fact that, I always wait when I get commissions and stuff like that. So, every endeavor is a pain in the butt, but that definitely by far. I actually made it for Anime St. Louis last year, and I was just like, I want to build a TARDIS. I contacted them before I even started building it. I was like, I'm building a TARDIS. Can I bring it? And they're like, yeah, go ahead and bring it. So then I think it was like mid-March rolled around, and it was like, I should probably get started on my TARDIS because Anime St. Louis was about a month away. So
Yeah.
I was probably putting 5 hours a day in this TARDIS for about a month, and actually we put a fresh coat of paint on it about an hour before we loaded it into the truck to take it to the convention. So it was a huge endeavor, and I definitely could not have gotten it done without my cousin Daniel's help. It wouldn't have happened. And he still helps me with other stuff.
Teamwork.
Absolutely.
So, how many hours would something like a sword take you? Or, I've never gotten much into prop making. So, whenever I walked in and I saw a TARDIS in the middle of Jacoby Art Center, I was just like,
blown away.
There's a TARDIS
Right.
there. Like, I had just gotten into Doctor Who real strong. I'd seen the
Right.
show before, but it was just like, got into Doctor Who like heavy, and then I was like halfway through season 2, and I walk in, I see a TARDIS, and I'm just like, my dreams are just coming true, and it's because of John Morrissey. So come tell me about this.
Well, it really just depends on the intricacy of the sword or, whatever I'm making. Like I said, this sword here probably took between 3 and 4 hours. I think I started working on it at 10 last night, and I think I stopped around 2.
Yeah, you messaged me on Facebook around 2:30 in the morning.
So yep, that's when I
How do you get the
stopped.
round part at
Well,
the hilt there?
actually-
at the hilt, into the hilt, there's like a round.
The pommel.
The pommel. Thank you.
Yes. the
See, I don't know the
He's
parts of my
he's a
sword.
smart guy when it comes to swords.
Well,
That part is called the pommel.
Yes, it would be if the gym was in there. I didn't finish the gym yet.
Okay.
I had to stop. I was inhaling too much fiberglass.
I can see it. So how do you make that part?
Well, this part, I actually made a fin sword, another one, beforehand, and I made it differently because I didn't have the parts that I needed. But this one here is made out of this is a 2x4, and I took hole saws, which it's more or less a circular blade that you put in a drill or a drill press. I use a drill press, and you just stick your 2x4 down and you drill it down and you get a nice.
So you use two different
perfect hole.
size drill
Yes,
hole
I did.
punchers and punch 2 holes.
Yep,
There you go.
And made magic.
indeed.
And
Now
made
this
magic.
this one's a lot more fragile than the original one. The original one I didn't have these hole saws, so I used what's it called? The thing that makes circles. Starts with a C.
Compass?
Compass. I
There you
used a compass to make the circles, and then I used a drill press and just drilled out the holes.
So it was a
Gotcha.
bit thicker.
It
and-
was a bit thicker, and it took forever to make.
Oh, I can imagine. I've used a drill press quite a few times, and I would not want to do that with a drill press.
It's
I
a good
think
way
I
to
only
lose a
used
hand.
it once
Yeah,
in shop
easy.
class.
So now you're just going to buy some different sizes to make the thickness. Now that you know how to do it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's absolutely easier.
There you go. It looks really good.
I'm gonna have
Sorry
to
that it-
contact you for props one day.
You'll have to.
Can't hit
Yes.
anybody in the head with that because it'll crack.
Speaking
Well,
of
not
contacting
yeah, not
you,
with this part. I mean, you'd
I
probably.
wish I had known you when I was a Drainy Warrior.
speaking of
That would've been
contacting you,
awesome.
do you have your own website?
I don't have my own website at the moment.
I know a guy. He can take good care of you.
Right?
But you should leave some contact information for us because I really do want to contact you. I
Do
know
you want
my
people to know-
thing.
Do you want people to know your Facebook? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're welcome to
sure.
say.
I do have a Facebook page for the prop making, which I have no idea what the URL is.
Do you know what
but
it's called? Maybe it's
It's
searchable.
yeah, it's actually under Conundrum Creators.
There you go. Well, that's a start.
I think Brandon's working on that. The first time we got Brandon to actually look something up for us, he's like on it. That's awesome. See, there's an ongoing thing that goes here. Sometimes I'm forgetful because I'm old. Much
you're
older
not-
than
you're
you guys.
not
Like
that
I'm
old.
double your age. So I forget stuff, and I'm like, hey, can you Google that for me while I'm talking about something? Because I really cannot Google and type and talk all at the same time.
Right.
And they just look at me like, what? I got a computer in front of me, but how do I Google? What's that? But you're like, hey, can you check this out? And he's like already like looking it up for you. So you
Right.
got love from Brandon. I mean, Joystick. Look at that
Right.
love. He's smiling. Look at that smirk on his face. Like,
He's
I
still
got you.
the same sparkle
He's like,
he
I got
had
your back, man.
back in January.
He showed me a TARDIS in real life.
I'll show you a TARDIS in real
I don't know if I
Real
want to see your
life.
TARDIS in real life.
It is just
Nobody wants to see my TARDIS, Tony. Do
Facebook.
you want to see my TARDIS?
Sure. Is it bigger on the inside?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
the page
much
is
bigger
very,
on the inside.
Is very very blank.
It is just facebook.com/conundrum creations, and I'm liking it right now.
Oh, is it creations?
Oh, let's do that.
Or creators.
Yeah,
creators.
creators.
My bad. So facebook.com/conundrum creators, and you should be checking this out, and you should
How
be
do you spell
getting a hold of
conundrum?
John.
CON.
Oh, hold on. CON.
UN.
Yeah, UN.
COUN?
No, CON.
I put CON.
UN.
UN. Okay.
Drum.
Drum. DRUM. I'm trying to help everybody else out there. They might be like me.
I liked it.
I can't spell at all. So
I
yeah,
can't
it's
either.
Definitely better that you told him how to spell it.
Now,
You see a girl with giant, crazy purple hair in her photo? That's me.
Awesome. Also,
I just went and liked it.
We do make chainmail stuff too, much smaller scale than the
I'm
props.
seeing
but
that. I'm seeing a picture of a lady in like a helm kind of.
Now,
a-
disregarding the boring comment made a few moments ago by our cat, tables and boxes. That's something I would
Yes.
love to talk to you about.
Really?
Yes, because while some people think the tables are boring, there's
You're gonna
actually a
create
website.
Create something amazing.
Yes, if you'd stop talking, I could finish. There's actually a company out there that makes gaming tables, and they want like $3,000 and up.
Wow.
So I would like to see what you are capable of making, because $3,000 is very much outside my wheelhouse.
Right.
$3 is actually kind of outside my wheelhouse in some instances. But either way, no, like seriously, I mean, there is
Absolutely.
like this huge market out there, especially for, goobers like me that want to invest that kind of money. And so that is something I would really like to talk to you about, because with board gaming, there's always like a crap ton of expansions, but they never make like a box for all those expansions. Now, a couple of companies out there have,
Right.
but you got to buy the whole new big box and blah, blah, blah. So I'm kind of curious, and I would just like to pick your brain as to what an expansion-sized box would look like and what you could do and so on and so forth in that department.
Okay.
I want a chainmail tie.
I think I have one in my car.
This is awesome.
A chainmail tie?
And a bow tie.
I do.
That would be kind of cool.
Maybe during the break I'll run down and grab
Well,
it.
absolutely. If you need to
But,
go, because you said you need to grab a bite to eat, and we do need to move on to our next segment.
All right.
But we'd be
But,
more than happy to bring you back up in here.
Sure. But as with the tables, you're talking like Warhammer and stuff like that, I'm assuming?
Me personally, I don't do the miniature tabletop gaming because I've invested my money in board gaming and card
Right.
gaming,
Like Catan,
which I've
Card-
discussed. Yes.
Card Wars.
Yes. So that's something I would like to talk to you about. If you don't mind.
Absolutely.
If you
No,
don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Awesome. Well, John Morrissey, thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Yes.
You're too kind.
Conundrum Creators on Facebook.
What is it again?
Conundrum Creators.
I think Conundrum Creators.
Yes.
And if you're horrible at spelling like BMAT is, it's CONUNDRUM creators.
You're not going to spell creators for us?
Sure, CREATORS.
So it's Conundrum Creators on
Correct.
Facebook.com. So just
right.
to clarify, Joystick, I'm sorry, one more time.
I think it's Conundrum Creators on Facebook. Facebook.com/Conundrum Creators.
Okay, so Conundrum Creators on Facebook.com.
That's right.
Exquisite. Thank you very much, sir. I really do appreciate it. You're more than welcome to stay. I do know you said you wanted to grab some grub. If you want to grub and come back, we'll be available to come get you if you want.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
The pleasure was mine.
No, sir. The pleasure was all ours.
Oh, you're too kind.
Sometimes. Usually I'm just a jerk. Ask anyone else.
Everybody's a jerk.
It is the Flicks Time with the Cat, and that is coming up next.
Tony Bravo, I'm looking for something to do Monday night. You got any plans?
Dude, every Monday night I'm board gaming at Heroic Adventures. I drive out to 1005 Century Drive in Edwardsville, Illinois, and I game till the store closes.
That's awesome. I can stop by, grab some comics, and sit down and game with you.
Why stop at comics? They have an amazing collection of board games, magic cards, toys, and other collectibles. Heroic Adventures is a great place to buy your game and play it too.
Fantastic. I'm like 5 minutes away at SIUE.
I'll see you here at 1005 Century Drive in Edwardsville, Illinois. And if you need to, give them a call at 618-659-0099.
Hey, Brant, have you been down to the Pump House Bar and Grill in Wood River, Illinois lately?
Yes, Fred, I have. It's my favorite bar and grill in the Metro East.
I've been going there since their opening in February 2012. It quickly became my hometown bar.
I really enjoy their daily drink specials, including their signature little beers and their great menu.
Yeah, it's definitely not just bar food. Their brisket is to die for.
Don't forget about the free chicken chunks with the purchase of a drink every Tuesday, 4 to 7.
It's the weekend destination for a good time. Bands or karaoke every Friday and Saturday night, and football all day Sunday.
The staff and atmosphere are great, too. It's like my own man cave with a waitress.
If you haven't checked out the Pump House Bar and Grill, visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/the Pump House Bar and Grill, or just stop in at 1523 East Edwardsville Road, Wood River, Illinois. Just 30 minutes from downtown St. Louis and just 2 minutes from Highway 255. And don't forget to say under further review sent you.
If you're going to any other bar in the Metro East, punch in.
Fantasy Books Incorporated has been serving the Metro East area for over 30 years, with 3 outstanding locations in Belleville, Fairview Heights, and Heroic Adventures in Edwardsville, Illinois. You will find the best customer service, expansive product offerings, comfortable gaming space, and anything else a comic book and gaming customer may want or need. If you cannot find what you're looking for, they will do their best to get it for you. The goal of Fantasy Books is to be your #1 choice for comic books, gaming products, and collectibles. They hope to see you there at one of their locations soon.
Find them online at fantasybooksinc.com.
We are the Outright Geeks, live out of the OT Media Studios in downtown Alton, Illinois. My music is still missing, and the Epic Sax guy was put on hiatus.
He went on vacation.
He did go on vacation. I was told not to talk about... What am I not talking about? The Epic Sax guy? Oh, no, I was just told don't talk about it.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
Can we move on, please?
Okay.
Sure. Anyway, so we are brought to you by the wonderful people over at...
Fantasy Books Inc.
Thank you.
3 area locations. We have the original location in Belle Vegas, Illinois. We have their Fantasy Books and games in Fairview Heights. Then we have our hometown, and when we say hometown, here from Alton, it's about 20 minutes away.
Right.
Heroic Adventures in Edwardsville, Illinois.
I've only said them.
Illinois.
How many times have I said their name?
Does that bother you
Did you
when
say
people
Illinois?
Does
Yes.
that people? No, I say
A little
Illinois,
bit.
but when the people say Illinois or Missouri,
Yeah.
Yes,
I
actually.
can't. Okay, I just want
Missouri
to make
drives
sure.
me up the wall. Illinois drives because
Or
you should know
Missouri.
better.
It's just
Oh, yeah,
irritating.
no S.
It's not a big deal, but it's just slightly. in the
I
back
said
of
it
my
right the
head, I'm
first
like,
time, and then
alright.
I just was adding that there to see if I can get a rise out of anyone.
You won't get a rise out of me because I hear it so many times. But at the same time,
Well, yeah,
it is
over in Missouri,
I don't
you
say
would.
anything and I don't
Absolutely
do
obnoxious.
anything, but in the back of my mind, I'm cringing a little bit.
So it is time for the Flicks Time with the Cat. What has been on TV?
Let's see. Game of Thrones happened. What is it? Game of Thrones is on what day?
Sunday.
Sundays. So it's kind of like taking place of Walking Dead for now, I guess.
Is it Sunday? I thought it was Thursdays.
Sunday.
I thought it was a different day too. Huh?
No, Sunday.
Mine records on Thursday. Okay.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, I missed it, but you said you've seen it, so.
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, turn the mic down.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Just
spoiler
say
alert.
spoiler
Turn
alert.
down.
Anyway,
Creepy sex scene?
This is the creepy sex scene. Yes, this is. So in the book, this scene was Cersei being very aggressive with Jaime, who are brother and sister. So first it's
Creepy.
incestuous and creepy. But this happened to happen right in the what do they call it?
The
sect?
sepulcher? The sect?
No,
the sept.
The sept. In the
Yes.
sept that their dead son is lying in, and they're doing it pretty much right next to him. But in the show, they've put a twist on it where Jaime decides that he is going to take what he wants from his sister, and it's very rapey.
It is.
I mean,
it's
there's-
extremely rapey.
Yeah, and it's being talked about everywhere.
And I don't
even
like
here.
it. I don't like it.
You don't like the...
No, because this is the part in the book where Jaime starts to redeem himself. Like when
Correct.
the story starts, Jaime's a colossal d-bag. Like
Absolutely. Huge.
After he
I feel
loses
like
his
he
hand
changed. Yes.
in the book,
Well, you thought that he would because he saved Brienne of Tarth, and
Yeah.
that was amazing. And they started to have a little connection,
Like,
which...
I feel the
in the book
what do
he
you call it
fantasizes
for?
about her.
I know.
Compassion for Jaime, even though I don't
He
like
does.
him as a character, I still feel compassion for him as in the TV series so far.
He's redeeming himself.
Yes,
In the
that's how I feel.
storyline, he redeems himself. Well, let me rephrase. He begins to redeem himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
he
beginning
begins
to.
to right his wrongs. He has pointed out to him that his name has nothing in it in like the book of the Kingsguard. I can't remember what the name of the book is, but in the book of the Kingsguard, there's nothing in there about
It's like a
him.
blank page.
Right. And so this catches up to him, and it makes him want to better himself. His time with Brienne makes him want to better himself, realizing that he broke his promises and that his name is the Kingslayer, which is supposed to be a colossal slap in his face, starts to get to him. So to see him rape Cersei, I was like, nah, dude, no. He shouldn't have been the forceful one at all.
No, and when this happens in the book, it paints Cersei in the light that she should be painted in. She is an ice queen. I mean, she has no moral fiber
No, she doesn't.
in any
She
way,
is-
shape, or form, because she's the one in the book that totally and completely instigates this. And I think they should have done it in the series as well, because some people still feel like a little bit of sympathy for her, which I don't think she
I
should
don't
get
wanna
any at
feel
all.
any
No.
sympathy for her. I
But
don't
people kind of do. They kind of feel like she's been handed a bad rap, and she's being handed these bad family. Dad doesn't care, but that's not the case. She is an evil woman, which we will find out more later, depending on how far they go with it and which direction they go with it in the show.
As long as they don't take too much of a left turn, we should be able to get some good meat and potatoes out of this.
I
Did
hope so.
anything else happen besides that in the what happened with
Well,
Daenerys Targaryen and all the other
well
stuff?
she's
Anything?
just being her.
Did they touch base on that at all?
Yeah, she went. Was that this episode?
Marine, she took
She
over
went-
Marine with
Correct.
that was it. I mean, she's being her. Like her story doesn't really progress much further other than she
she's
just
not much in
continues
the
to
story
topple
for this
cities. No, she keeps toppling cities. Like her big moment shouldn't happen until a little bit later, and I don't want to spoil it yet.
Yeah, no.
But she will have a moment with someone else. That happens a little bit later. But right now, all she's doing is toppling cities left and right and freeing slaves and building her army for when she finally crosses back over to Westeros to reclaim her throne.
Did they show
greatest scene-
anybody? I'm still stuck on King Joffrey. Did they?
He got choked up at his wedding.
We know. Did
Oh.
has any fingers been pointed yet at
Well,
anybody
they-
specifically, or did they
the
find
beginning
out
of
who?
the beginning of the episode? They followed Sansa. Sansa was saved by
Littlefinger.
Well, not by the drunk, the guy that became the clown.
By
He-
Littlefinger.
By Littlefinger, yeah.
Right.
Littlefinger saved Sansa, and all I could think to myself when he put her on when he got her on the ship, he put his arm around her. I'm like, you're just thinking about her mom. That's all. That's all I can think about.
And the
is
fact that he wants to use her daughter by proxy,
that is wrong.
like she's not of age.
No,
and they
she's supposed to be
mention
like
that.
14 or 15.
15 or 16 at this point, but yeah,
At this point,
is by,
she should be 15.
right, but she
16.
is by proxy, and the way Baelish looks. Okay, let's put it this way: Tyrion, who has no problems picking up a woman here and there,
or paying for one here or there.
really where I was kind of going with that one. He has had enough moral fiber to go look.
You're not old enough,
Right.
and I feel awkward doing this.
Right.
Hey, look, he's wearing his tie. He came back up to show his tie.
Ooh, very, very
Isn't that
nice.
cool?
Very cool.
Got his chainmail tie on.
You got to look that way to the camera.
Actually, the best thing for you to do would be stand where I'm standing, If we're
Oh,
gonna,
that's right. Yeah,
because he is
absolutely.
just outside of camera range.
So for those listening,
I can do that.
there's
He
a
has got a
chainmail.
chainmail tie.
Yeah, there's a chainmail tie
Totally
in the
cool.
building.
Very snazzy.
And so there you go.
I don't think you can get away with that in the business room, though.
No, it's
I think it shows.
it makes you ready for both business and battle.
There
yeah, I
you
was
go.
gonna say.
Ooh, I get it.
I
Straight
can
out
see
of the Art
that
of
being a
War.
very cool and popular tie in a serious battle meeting.
You know, for you old Monty Python fans, when you have the accountants and they start doing like piracy type battle,
Yeah.
that would fit in perfectly.
That would be the tie to wear.
So, Game of Thrones, the big story continues to revolve around the Lannisters. Arya gets her first combat kill. She gets her sword back. That was a big moment.
I think that was in the last episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't this one.
This
Yeah.
was the last episode that was just aired. At least that's the last one I watched, was Broken Chains.
I don't think she didn't get it.
She already had
She
her
got
sword
Needle.
back.
No, she
That
gets
was
Needle
the-
and she stabs.
First episode.
Yeah, it was the first
She
episode
already
of the
got him.
season.
That was already done.
You guys need to rewatch.
Nope.
It wasn't
You
last
need-
episode.
It was episode 3.
It was
which is last
episode 2
episode.
because I saw it and I didn't.
When she
I haven't
gets her
seen
sword?
3.
Yeah, and she stabs it through the guy's neck.
Right
yeah,
through
yeah,
his
that
throat.
was
Yeah, it was episode
not
2.
last episode. The episode
It was
before.
right at the
Or
end.
no, episode 1.
was episode
think.
Yeah, that was like
No,
the
that was not one.
That was the the very
It
end
was
of
at the
episode
very
1.
end.
Very end of episode 1.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Then-
because that was
yep.
their closing thing. I swear to you.
You shouldn't swear. We already discussed this in
Go
studio.
watch
No
it
more
again.
swearing. It's more for his kid than anything else. And I've got them all saved, so I will
Go watch
rewatch.
it
Either
again.
way, Needle's back in her hands, so yay there. And really that's it. The whole Lannister thing is where it really all revolves. Tyrion still
Well, maybe
being
the
treated
next
like crap.
episode will be more of somebody else. So I really don't
Actually,
care about
all
her.
of all of this book is really just the Lannisters.
It really is.
And
I
just
need to read the
watching them.
books.
Yeah, honestly, yes,
Really
because the one thing that the show does that the books don't do is abbreviate like fruit descriptions. Like when they bring in food, you see the food and you're done. In the book, George R.R. Martin is more like, and then you had this big scrumptious peach that was oozing juices everywhere, and then the peachy shell of the peach was being peachy
He's
as
very,
it peached on.
Oh, because you did the
Descriptive.
you
Yeah.
did that voice, the Prince of Darvos.
Oberyn.
What's his name?
Oberyn.
Oberyn.
Prince
Yes,
Oberyn.
he was very much prominent in this.
He was.
this episode because
I don't remember him being gay in the show, or in
In the
the
book?
book.
bisexual.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Like they really are driving the point home in the show, but I don't remember that in the book, like at all.
I was going to talk about that scene, but you are correct. I don't remember it either. That he was that way.
Like the sister, I remember him and his I remember that, but it's like they just kind of added an extra element just for because they want to add sex to the show.
I just thought it was really cool that they had him and Tywin had their little moment.
Yes, and that was
That
an
was a
important moment.
it was a very important moment.
Yes.
And then when you seen Tyrion later, he's like, "Well, Dad always knows how to capitalize on a loss. He knows how to turn it around into a win for the
And
family."
For those of you that read the book, you know the big fight is coming, and I'm looking forward to that fight.
Oh, I am too.
That they should do that well. Also on TV, Arrow.
Yes, actually, I finally started watching Arrow on Netflix. So
Yay!
that's one of my Netflix things as well
Yay.
is Arrow. I started watching it, and I really feel like they advertised the show poorly. I feel like now that I know and I've seen it, when they're showing him without a shirt on, it's his scars and stuff they're trying to get you to look at. Yeah, you're not seeing his scars. You're seeing his body. And I wish if they had just advertised it a little better, maybe I would have been watching it earlier.
Well,
Like I feel like they failed at
when it came,
merchandising this show because now I'm actually liking it. I think it's a really cool show, and I'm continuing to watch it. I don't know how far I am in, but it's pretty cool so far, and I'm liking the story.
Did you watch the last episode? Because I did not catch the last episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what happens. It's been a week.
all right,
It's
so it was
on tonight.
memorable.
So let's move on. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes,
I did not
Maria
watch.
Hill is coming apparently to the next
She-
episode, I believe. Don't die.
I know. Something just flew right into my throat. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So Maria Hill should be next episode from everything that they're teasing. So
And
I
isn't
should-
somebody from Heroes coming on? Who is coming from Heroes?
I did not hear that news. That news was dropped in studio before we
Yes,
got
so
on air, and
apparently
I
there's
did
a
not
Heroes.
know.
I'm gonna have to look into that because apparently there's a hero, somebody from Heroes.
Do you have
who's
any
gonna
pull
be
with
on
joystick
the
there?
show.
You might actually look something up for you if you
He's
ask
already
nicely
looking
enough.
somebody up, so
Grab his knee.
he's looking up Arrow.
He might like a little touching.
Nah, I get ticklish.
No, that's okay.
Now, aside from that,
I'm sorry, I don't attack married guys. Thanks.
I understand.
Brandon's like my brother. That seems gross.
Well,
I wasn't even going there.
You know what?
It's not a Jamie Cersei moment I'm
No,
trying to
it's
recreate
not.
here.
I think that would be
No.
funny. That's what we actually need to do. We could do
What?
live reenactments.
What?
No.
Let's not.
No, not doing that.
You were crazy.
Pause. Yes.
Wrong turn on
we've
the
got-
highway.
Hang on, all of you. Pause. We got the camera. We can reenact it because they're brother and sister right here. We just play the music in the background.
Coming up is the on-ramp for you to get back
Ding,
onto the
ding,
not
ding, ding,
crazy
ding,
highway.
Got a
ding,
nice
ding,
big
ding.
table right
I
here
think
too.
we should tie
Yeah,
him up, put him in a
don't
box.
encourage him.
All right, who's gonna be Joffrey dead on the table?
He's got
Me.
the
I
swords.
vote for
I'm calling it.
Well, no, because then you guys have brother and sister, so you guys are already locked.
I
So
know. I was trying to get out of it.
I
Wait,
vote-
what does Joystick always say? But anyways, back to
Yeah. Anyway.
but anyway,
Joffrey.
let's back to
actually-
I get to be Joffrey.
Agents of Shield.
Quick, and actually, real quick back up because we got way too far away from Game of Thrones, and we did forget. For you Game of Thrones fans, HBO Go is now on Transformers
Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon
Why
Prime.
is it Transformers?
Optimus Prime. Because everything's Prime
Yeah,
in the
that's big
Transformers
news.
universe.
Amazon
HBO is
Prime.
available on Amazon Prime now. I believe it's a fee.
Yeah, there is a fee. You do got to pay, but for those of you that want it, there you go.
That's pretty awesome.
That's huge.
So Agents of Shield. But anyways, Agents of Shield.
Well, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
You
the
finally find
characters-
out
the
that-
characters are beautiful.
You finally find out that Ward is. Well, you already knew Ward was evil. You all knew. We all knew as the watchers of the show. But the team did not know that he was evil, and they finally found out. They brought out the ultimate lie detector test. What is his name? Oswald Patton is the
Patton Oswalt.
I love
Patton
him.
Oswald.
Patton
is the
Oswalt, I love him.
comedian who's playing this agent, and I can't think of his name for the life of me. But he brings out the ultimate lie detector, and he actually labels it. He's like, Nick Fury wanted to make something that Romanoff couldn't lie to. And so they strap everybody in it. So you get a lot of little tidbits and fun and learning about these characters because he asks random questions. And Ward almost got a bullet. And if he would have gotten the bullet later on, spoiler alert, Patton Oswalt would not have died at Ward's hand, which gave away the whole premise that he was
He's like my
evil.
favorite cameo and stuff.
It was pretty cool.
He is pretty cool. He's the one guy that I know of. He was actually doing an episode of Loveline. Dr. Drew, and
Yeah,
at the time
yeah.
it was Stryker. And he actually admits on the air that he had interrupted a game of D&D to get on the air to do Loveline.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool. You don't hear that too often.
Not at all.
Okay, I've got the character for the hero's character. He is Josh Lucas, right? Who was Nathan Petrelli.
Oh no, he's already been in it. He's playing the.
So he's
it's the
gonna be
one
on
that's
it?
playing the soldier that's coming to
He's getting a more
infiltrate. He'll be.
permanent role.
Yeah, he will
So
be.
apparently he's staying.
Yeah, he showed up on a screen. He's like, "Hey, we're coming there." He talked to Coulson. He's like, "We're coming there. We're gonna find out what's going on." And that's when they escape to the secret Fury base.
Dun, 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 dun.
So they ran away from that situation, and he's playing like some kind of a general or some high-ranking military official. But yeah, he was already on it.
He's gonna
coming
be a
back though.
Colonel, I do believe.
Colonel. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just taking on a more permanent role. That was the big news.
There you go.
And
I didn't even remember who he was. I mean, I knew he was Heroes, but I forgot about him being Nathan Petrelli, who could fly.
what's your other Netflix news?
I didn't reveal the villain though from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sorry. The villain was
Ward.
no the actual supervillain.
Hail Hydra.
You know what? Move on.
There you go.
Sorry, Kat. Go ahead.
Did you just
there's
say Coulson?
No.
That's what it sounded like. I was like, wait, no.
apparently headed to TV is Max Brooks is doing an extinction parade, which sounds interesting. I didn't look into it too much, but I thought that might be something that
Max Brooks?
The guy that wrote all the World War Z books.
And, yeah.
He's
So
bringing
there's
a
something
what?
coming to TV. It's called Extinction Parade. I don't know. It looks
Have not
interesting.
heard.
I'm looking it up. Everybody should look it up. Maybe
gonna
we can
Google
talk
it
about it next
now.
time. Let's see what's been hitting Netflix. I've recently watched all of Attack on Titan that's on Netflix, which was so cool. It is in Japanese, but it was still cool, and I
Nani?
really liked it. I wasn't sure at first because I'm not gonna lie, it's creepy. It's
Super
basically
creepy.
humankind is trying to stay away from these giant titans that are huge and like. Apparently, they're
they fall from the
behind these
sky?
gates.
No, they're
robots.
humanoid.
Yes and no, actually. One of them does, kind of.
They're humanoid as well.
The
They're not
Colossal.
actually
Oh,
robots.
He just kind of
Yes.
appears and disappears, and they don't really know what's on. There's these walls are huge and they're basically living inside their own cage kind of thing. And basically one day this big giant colossal one that can actually peek over the wall kicks the gate in and lets some littler ones in. And so it's basically a battle to like reclaim the lands and try to figure out how to defeat these things. And they're like, they're almost immortal. They don't really eat to live. They eat to just devour or bloodlust. It's creepy. They're scary.
No, I looked
like,
up your Extinction Parade. So
It's a zombie vampire, if I remember.
a zombie vampire
yeah,
again
he's
with
like-
a zombie vampire.
yeah, he's like straight up
It's
copying
it's a-
Romero's thing that his comic that he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's,
that'll be an issue then. Oh, unless he
Max
did it his own way, I
Brooks,
guess.
creator of World War Z, through Avatar Press, is putting out Extinction Parade, where the vampires come out en masse to try to eat the humans who are running away from the zombies, basically. Yeah, I'm thinking
Probably
nothing is
a no.
original.
I don't know. We'll have to see about that. I might give it a chance just because it's Max Brooks. But
There you go.
let's see. Also on Netflix, I watched Party Monster when I found out the actual. Apparently, it's based off a true story, and that guy is being set free after murdering somebody. So I don't know how I feel about that. But let's see. I watched Steel Magnolias for the first time, and I cried like a baby. It was kind of funny.
Which one's Steel Magnolias?
Olympia
all the
Dukakis
ladies.
movie. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah. And let's see. What do we have? Coming soon, Star Wars, Captain America 3, Pirates 5 has been talked about, Resident Evil 6. We've got tons of stuff popping up on the radar for movies coming soon.
Fast and Furious
Yes.
7.
Yes, be mad.
Star Wars, you kind of glossed over the fact that they're completely and utterly going to ignore the expanded universe that has been done and officially licensed through books and comics and other
I don't know
avenues.
how I told you, ever since Disney got a hold of it, I don't
Glossed
know how
right
I
over it.
feel about Star Wars yet. We're going to have to see.
How
Well,
do
it's
you feel?
actually the writers and J.J. Abrams was actually behind a lot of the
Yeah.
not.
I don't want to
going
touch
with the
that. He's
books.
like, because he probably hasn't read any of it.
Yeah.
No, he's actually a Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
He's a Star Wars guy that did the Star Trek movies. So when they signed him on, it was like, I know the Star Wars. I love the Star Wars. So for him to be glazing over the expanded universe, like
I know
the fact that they didn't go Timothy Zahn's already upsetting me, because that was supposed to be, and I know I've said this ad nauseum in previous shows, that was supposed to be the official 789, was the Timothy Zahn books.
I seriously, when I said in JJ We Trust, I'm starting, because of reading that article, I'm starting to go,
You're forgetting who has the actual reins here. Disney does.
Nah, you know what?
No,
Disney's
I mean-
given Marvel free reign.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's because comic book people will probably like destroy the
What do you
earth
think Star
if
Wars
they
people
screw it
would
up
do?
too bad.
There's an actual Jedi
They're
religion.
next.
Have you guys, have
And
any of you
Star
guys been to
Trek.
Disneyland? Have any of you guys been to Disneyland? Anyone?
When I was a
years.
I've
young
been to
child.
Disney World once,
Okay,
and
I
that
years
was
ago.
last summer.
I took the kids one time because that's what good dads do for their children. Like, oh, let's see Disney World. And then, you get there and it's a bunch of rides that were made in the 70s. Maybe you ever been in the small, it's like, hey, let's take this bumper boat and put it through this, small stream
small
and play this
world.
annoying song over and over again with animatronics that were made in the 70s.
It's
And
the 50th anniversary of that song, too.
it's awesome.
So right before Captain America, which, again, Disney movie, they played It's a Small World.
They're
I didn't see that in
really
Captain
weird
America.
about putting Easter eggs and stuff in places. Yes, I'm telling
Did
you, they're
they?
evil.
Mhm.
Disney's
I didn't even
evil,
hear
just
it.
like Walmart.
It was like during the commercial section.
they're evil.
They played it.
Before
Disney
the
can be
movie.
as
Before the
evil as they
movie.
want.
Okay, so it wasn't in
Yeah, it's
okay.
true.
No, not in the movie, no.
Okay.
As
I'm
for
good.
DVDs, because I actually went to Family Video and bought DVDs. Like, I don't know who does that anymore.
Free
Anybody
plug.
do that anymore?
Every once in a while you get a red box.
Every once in a while I go and I
Free
check
plug.
out stuff because it's a good way to check stuff I haven't seen in a while because they've got it out on display for me to look at. I got The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and I'm telling you, that movie was so awesome. It's
I've
probably
been
one of my
wanting to
new
see that,
favorites. I
actually.
haven't liked a Ben Stiller movie in so long, and that movie was so awesome. And as we're on the subject, Patton Oswalt is the kid on the phone trying to get him to fill out his dating profile.
There you go.
And he's like randomly calling him while he's in the middle of like a volcano eruption or something. I don't know. There's tons of stuff that goes on in this movie, and it's so cool. And I also rented Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, because I like scary movies. And as the first half of it was way like off, and then it meshed in the end to all the other Paranormal Activity things. And I actually thought it was kind of neat. It's definitely different and scary, but it was neat.
I do remember what happened on Arrow now, and
okay.
there are some key points.
All right, let's go.
They showed off some of the characters who I'm guessing are going to be Barry Allen's friends in the Flash television show.
Okay.
how I feel about them, I don't know. They were working to basically close up a warehouse that has a bunch of like just gadgets and stuff in there, and Slade Wilson was breaking in to steal a blood I can't remember.
Transmogrifier.
Does that have something to do with brother blood?
I did some weird it.
Transmanipulator.
Basically, it just takes the blood out of you and puts it in a bunch of other people, and then cycles.
Transfusion?
Yeah, something
Transvaginal.
like that.
Really?
I'm trying to think of all the trans words I'm allowed to say on
Oh
the
my
air.
God.
Anyways,
That's a disturbing one anyway.
So basically everybody thought, or, the whole Arrow team was like, hey, let's go get Slade while he's, giving his blood out to everybody so that we can get him off the Mirakuru and put the problems that are happening this season to an end. Well, they get there, and it was not Slade on the machine. It was their little sidekick, whose name is totally...
Red Arrow?
Yeah, Red Arrow, but I can't... Well, Arsenal, whatever his name... I just can't remember his name right now. Be mad, help me out.
Roy something.
Roy Harper.
Roy
Thank you.
Harper. That's right.
Thank you very much.
Good job,
he was
Be
on the
Mad.
machine.
I didn't even get a chance to answer.
He had been,
Oh, that was magical.
he had been
was magical.
kidnapped by... he kind of went off on his own, got found by Slade, and Slade kidnapped him, hooked him up to the machine because he does have the Mirakuru in him, and everybody, big fight scene, blah, blah, blah. They get Roy out of there, and Diggle actually shoots the new CEO of...
Queen Enterprises?
Yes, and it was the Isabella. I can't remember exactly. She's working with Slade, shoots her, but then at the end of the episode, you see Slade having her hooked up to the machine, getting the Mirakuru put in her. So I'm assuming she's going to be superpowered now, and on the show as some sort of villain, right next to Slade Wilson, just taking people down. So I'm excited to see how this season wraps up, because it doesn't, the way that things are going, I'm wondering how happy of an ending we'll be getting.
Has anyone seen the trailer for Lucy with Scarlett Johansson?
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw it.
And the
No.
crazy drugs in her that have been packed into her system or something?
The-
and it starts
no.
leaking and she's got crazy powers or something.
Like Limitless 2.0, basically.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It
Yeah.
actually looks interesting. I think I might watch that.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot, but it just reminds me.
Can
of
I end the
Limitless.
cats flicks on a horrible note?
Oh God, here
Can
we
I
go.
can I do this for you?
Josh
Yeah,
is
I'm
not
done.
resurrected. Don't
No,
lie.
no. They've just started filming Pitch Perfect 2. The world is ending.
Oh God.
I cannot watch that
Somebody
movie again.
save us.
That movie, my daughters,
I
Maris and
actually
Maddie,
laughed
play
at
that
that
movie
movie.
over and over and over again, and
I thought
I've
it was
not
funny.
tried to watch it, but as many times
one
as it's been
girl
played,
makes
I've
me
seen the
laugh.
whole movie, and to hear that there's a Pitch Perfect 2 right now, I can hear them in the background way, way far away
Singing?
singing
I could think of worse.
praises. That's still pretty bad.
Chernobyl Diaries.
By the way, there are tons of Wizard World, WonderCon photos everywhere, Instagram, online, by their own websites that are freaking cool.
And on our website, go
There's
to
some cool cosplays
outrightgeeks.com.
going on.
We have a whole ton of Comic-Con images on there. Absolutely. Jump on board. Catch us on Facebook, where The Outright Geeks. Get us on Twitter at The Outright Geeks. And, of course, chat with us live as we're speaking here. We are on theoutrightgeeks.com. No, not the. We're at outrightgeeks.com. I'm sorry.
/stream.
That's correct. So chat with us live as we fiddle away at the show. And next, Be Mad, the moment you've been waiting for.
I get to unleash my stash.
No, it's my board gaming time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, my God, you are so selfish. This is the Bob Show.
Oh,
All of that coming up to you
Dick.
next.
I'm stressing out. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, and I'm nowhere near my favorite comic book store.
Where are you?
I'm in Fairview Heights.
Then go to Fantasy Books and Games. It's right there in Fairview Heights next to the Dandy Inn at 1977 West Highway 50. They have a fantastic collection of comics, books, toys, and games. Grab your stash and come back for the show.
Thanks, Tony B. I'm headed over there right now to Fantasy Books and Games at 1977 West Highway 50.
Or call them at 618-624-0920.
Do you want to look, feel, and perform better every single day? Whether you're at home, in the gym, or on the playing field, 180nutrition.org is your source for the best performance nutrition. 180nutrition.org is for everyone. My name is Clint Forsythe.
And I'm Lindsay.
Together we own 180nutrition.org.
Jumpstart your new year with an AdvoCare 24-day challenge before the new year starts.
180nutrition.org, your local and trusted AdvoCare independent distributors. 180nutrition.org. Use what the pros use. Get your AdvoCare 24-day challenge and visit 180nutrition.org. Right now!
Hey, BMAD, you busy this weekend?
I've got a date.
A date?
Yes, at Fantasy Books in Belleville, Illinois. I'm missing some comics for the show.
There's a Fantasy Books in Belleville?
Yes, there is. Fantasy Books Inc. is the original location. It's located at 1113 East Main Street in Belleville. They have comics, games, toys, and the largest collection of back issues.
That's awesome. I'm always looking for back issues. Where exactly is that again?
Fantasy Books Inc. is located at 1113 East Main Street in Belleville, and you can call them at 618-235-0844.
Hey, BMAD, can I borrow your wallet?
Why?
I need more comics.
Oh.
And more comics we will get.
Oh, it's your time.
Yeah, if you'd let me finish my tease.
Sorry, Tony Show.
Right now
we don't
it
like
is.
being teased. We like getting right down. Wait.
Well, now we know something about the cat. All right, excellent. It is the Outright Geeks live out of the OT Media Studios. We are in beautiful, historic, casino-foolish.
Alton?
Yes, I actually want to do one of the haunted pub crawls around here. I hear they're actually really.
The haunted tours are awesome.
That's what I've heard.
What is that mall? Mineral Springs Mall does tours actually all year round. But Halloween, they are booked most of the time. So
I'm not surprised.
When I was with terrestrial radio, I've done several live events at
They're
those
pretty
places,
cool.
and I'll tell you right now, I'm not a believer, but I'm not a disbeliever, and I really wanted something to happen, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. The places still reek of creepiness, and it's just awesome to go.
No, it didn't reek of creepiness. It seemed like my grandma's
Where did
house.
you go?
And smell. Right down here, one of those antique places,
You
and in
must
their
not have seen the
basements.
cool ones.
I went to all the different cool ones.
We are.
You're just lame.
What's the mansion?
Pike Mansion.
Limp Mansion?
Yeah,
McPike?
Limp Pike. I've been to all those. Nothing.
Did you know there used to be a castle in Hartford that's gone now?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Did it disappear, or is it just torn
It's
down?
in ruins. It caught on fire. and all that
Ruins.
jazz.
We are being brought to you by the wonderful people over at Fantasy Books Inc. I remembered them this time. Catch
Very
them
good.
online at fantasybooksinc.com or go to any one of their 3 locations in Belleville, Fairview Heights, or Edwardsville, Illinois, known as Heroic Adventures. You will see us there, not this weekend, but next weekend, because it is going to be Free Comic Book Day.
And I'm going
Correct.
no matter what.
May
I
3rd,
will be
Saturday.
there.
Yes.
First Saturday in May is always Free Comic Book Day.
And we will be split up, and we're going to discuss that more during the comic book segment, because that will be a big deal as we link up with the guys over at Fantasy Books Inc. and give away a bunch of free comics. And while you're at it, buy
Wow.
one of the ones that you need to catch up on. I got to get another Teen Titans Go for my kid.
I have my stash. It's patiently waiting. But
Y-
go ahead.
You do have a mustache, and it's attached to your goatee.
That's right.
Now, the game that I picked
touch
up
my book.
this weekend,
Break your fingers.
or this Monday at my gaming night, is Super Fight. And what makes Super Fight so much ridiculous fun is it's, for lack of better term, it's a twist on Cards Against Humanity.
It's a straight up copy.
No. It's got
the
a
same kind of
similar
cards.
design. It is. It might be made by the same people. I honestly don't know.
Oh, it is.
But what I can tell you is that the Super Fight concept is really neat. What you do is, and if you're not watching us on YouTube,
Let's
shame
play.
on you. We can. We actually absolutely 100% can. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up
Did
for
you
a sec.
pick out all the clean cards?
There are no dirty cards in here. There's no
you can
dirty
come
cards.
explain and use my
No, you
mic.
weren't.
I was
Because there
kidding.
aren't dirty cards in
I was
Cards Against
kidding.
Humanity. Yay, silence. Keep talking, people. All right, here we go.
Explain it.
So here we go. We have the game, and for those of you watching us on video, awesome. For those of you listening strictly over the streaming or over the recorded download, you have white cards and black cards. Okay? The white cards are your character cards, and they have Super Fight in white on the back, and then they have a character name on the other side. Now what happens is you're going to have a ref. Now I'm going to go ahead and play the part of the ref, and I'm going to leave the white cards, boom, right there in the middle. Then, I'm going to explain all that in a minute. Infinite. It says 2 to 8, but I'm sure more could play, and you'd still have a great old time. Then you have your black cards. Now the black cards, they are the abilities that the players will have. And we do need a lot more than what I have in my hand right now, actually. So what's going to happen is the ref will go ahead and put together
the guy that everyone is going to fight. So, my character will be an angel, and my angel has vision delayed by 3 seconds and can stretch like rubber. Those are my angel's powers. Now, you guys are going to have 3 white cards in hand and 5 black cards. Okay, yeah, go ahead and pass them out. So here's your 3 and 5. And with the cards in your hand, you're going to select a character out of your white character cards, and then you're going to give 1 power, 1 attribute to your own guy. So, for example, B-Mad, you are going to play who to fight my angel? B-Mad's still hunting.
Since you said this is the B-Mad show, I'm going to play me.
Awesome. Okay, so you personally are fighting the angel.
I'm
now, what is your
personally fighting the
one
angel.
attribute that you want to apply to yourself?
Since your vision is delayed by 3 seconds, I can see 3 seconds into the future.
Ooh, look at that. Now hold tight. Now the rest of you go ahead and play your character card. Kat, who are you going to be?
Stop cheating.
Kat is going to be in kindergarten class. So she is an entire kindergarten class, and your kindergarten class's power will be can become any animal. Joystick, you are going to be
And Kat's sitting there
a
meowing to herself.
Westboro Baptist.
Yep.
You know the angel will destroy the Westboro Baptist, but what special attribute are you giving your Westboro Baptist? Is really clumsy. He went with realism here today. And now, John, you are playing
I'm gonna play a snake.
a snake. Ooh, I like that. Very
Is it
biblical.
snake or is it
If
a
you put
snake?
something down,
I think
It
it's
just says
a
snake.
snake.
if you put down an apple, it's going to be really funny.
I think that if you wanted to, though, it could be snake.
Nah, I think a snake is gonna be a little more
More
funny.
biblical, more fitting. I agree.
That has super jump.
Super jump. Now, here is the other aspect. As you can see, I have 2 attributes. You guys are all supposed to have a second attribute. However, the second attribute is given to you by your partner. Now, the ref, which is me in this case, is going to say, give a card to the person to your right. So what you're going to do is you're going to give an attribute to the person to your right. And B-Mad has given what attribute to John?
Do I give one to him then? 'Cause
No,
he's
no,
my
to your
left.
right.
To your right, that means that Kat would give one to me.
Yes. So, John, what is the attribute that you just picked up from?
Afraid of water.
There you go. Put it in there.
So who do I get an attribute
And
from?
then
To your right. So you're getting it from
Okay,
him.
okay. There
And
we go.
your attribute is?
Throws cats.
Throws cats. And the attribute that you have given to the cat.
Can't stop laughing, which is true.
There we go. So, and then finally, the attribute B-Mad received.
Wearing just the most beautiful hat.
There you go.
Because I like hats.
So now it is my job to determine which one of you 4 would be my angel that has vision delayed by 3 seconds and can stretch like rubber in a fight. Would it be B-Mad, who can see 3 seconds into the future and is just wearing the most beautiful hat?
I always wear a beautiful hat.
Or is it John, the snake, who, read it to me, has a
He
super
gets
jump?
Super jump.
And
He's afraid of water.
and is afraid of water. Joystick is a Westboro Baptist who's really clumsy and throws cats, which honestly I think they have done at one of their protests.
I mean, really clumsy and throws cats means I could accidentally take you down.
If you roll
It's
in that
feasible.
one.
Yeah.
But
I think with the angel, the holy water, if he throws holy water at John, John's out because he's
Yeah.
afraid of water. So
and then there's
already slayed.
there's the kindergarten class that can become any animal.
What
and
animal
can't
do they become?
Stop laughing. Any animal.
They're all a whole class. It's like Noah's Ark of animals.
It's a chimera.
There you go.
So here's
Very
what
good.
I'm thinking. Because it's an angel, it would take evil to fight it. So I'm looking at the snake
So Westboro Baptist.
and the Westboro Baptist.
Right.
No, kindergarten
hey,
classes
didn't
are
call me
creepy.
evil. Yay!
No, you're not evil. You're just weak, and so I was going to kind of just take you out of the picture.
Oh man. But that hat.
Screw your game.
But the hat. I don't get it.
So yeah, he's got a beautiful hat, but you can wear the most beautiful hat. If you don't have the muscles, you're just not going anywhere. So now it's the snake, and it's the Westboro Baptist. Oh, it went down. It's the Westboro Baptist, which is really clumsy and throws cats. Now this angel can stretch like rubber. A snake is long
Indeed.
and and slender.
Yes.
And I'm just trying to think which is the more evil of the two. Now, while the snake, I think, wasn't evil inherent, it was just being commanded by the devil, whereas a Westboro Baptist is evil inherent. I think you have the evil within you to defeat this angel. So, Joystick, you have created the creature that would beat the angel.
Nice. A
Dun, dun,
very
dun.
clumsy Westboro Baptist that throws cats.
Yes.
Defeats an angel.
This is Super Fight, and on the box it even says you will like lose relationships playing this game. As you're like, no, my guy should have won that fight, not your guy. That's the game. You guys want to do one more round?
Now with
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
said yeah.
With
The cat said yes.
With
Where's your cards?
Cards Against Humanity.
I put them back. They made me put them all back in there.
No, you don't put them all back in. You keep. You actually have to draw back up to the number that you need.
Cat hand took my cards.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's get some new characters out here. Yeah, keep them face up so we know they were
I
discarded.
need 2 more blacks and a white. Thank you very
All
much.
right, let's not get
I
carried
have no
away here,
blacks.
sir. That's not my fault.
What yours were?
No.
Carried away doing what?
Well, it's just gonna know it's-
1, 2, 3. There you go. Actually, 4, 5. There we go.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and referee this one again. And the creature that you guys are going to fight now, they do have already. They have the expansions out. There's a locations expansion. There's what is it with this biblical? I'm the Pope now. I have selected the Pope. So we're going with an all-out theology super fight. As I was saying, they do have expansions. They have location. They have geek. I already bought the geek expansion, which had like D&D style characters in it. It had you can be the Doctor, like the Doctor, and have the TARDIS. Only they call it a time machine phone booth.
Right.
Now,
So we have the Pope.
who hasn't slept in 3 days.
That's an angry Pope.
That's a very angry Pope, and he's on a velocipede.
Is that
what?
A
A velocipede. No.
Velociraptor
A
centipede?
velocipede. Someone actually drummed it up. You have to look it up again because I don't remember what it is anymore. But it's
I'll Google it for you because I like you, Tony.
really
Sometimes.
okay. Now you're a bit more honest.
Only on Wednesdays.
It really is only on
You
Wednesdays.
can keep talking while I do this.
And any other day, he
When
just
the
kind of like
when the
know
stars are aligned right.
he turns his nose at me. And
Now on Cards Against Humanity, you have to, or like whenever my friends and I played, I don't know exactly how the rules go. You actually take your cards and you shuffle them in front of you, so you don't know whose is whose.
Right.
Do you normally do that
yes.
on this game?
No.
Where-
This we know who's fighting who.
Okay, we know who's.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't know.
Are you ready for the definition of velocipede?
That's all right. That's the big bike, the big wheeled bike.
It says a human-powered land vehicle with one or more wheels. That's it. It doesn't have to be the big bike. It could
Well,
be a
bicycle?
unicycle or regular bicycle.
Well, the pictures that they're showing for the velocipede is the super big wheeled bike with a little tiny wheel in the back. So the Pope is riding one of those. Who are you guys going to bring out to fight the Pope?
I'm gonna bust out my sumo wrestler.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
Nice
play
and
dirty.
sweaty. A Boy Scout.
a Boy Scout. All right.
Yeah. I went
He'll
there.
lose. The Pope will.
The Viking and the Mermaid, and your attribute that you're giving yourself. The Viking is covered in spikes, which is very, very well done. I like that. The Mermaid is on a Segway, so velocipede versus a Segway. The sumo wrestler, BMAD's sumo wrestler, can turn invisible while singing show tunes.
I thought that was awesome.
And the Boy Scout's special ability is
Super hearing.
super hearing. And now go ahead and to your left, give your partner their secondary ability.
To your left.
To your left. Remember how you went to your right last time? Go in the opposite direction.
Got that.
Oh man.
I don't know what to do with it.
Play an extra attribute card from the top of the deck.
Yep, so here you go. You are radioactive.
While invisible, singing show tunes, and I'm a big fat sweaty sumo.
There you go. The Mermaid is on a Segway and is only 6 inches tall. The Viking is covered in spikes and made of straw. And the Boy Scout is
Has super hearing and does literal jazz hands.
literal jazz hands.
And
Which
if
I
you're
think actually
watching, they're
plays
all
jazz.
doing the jazz hands except for B-Man.
Spirit
I
Finger.
did.
Oh, Joystick didn't do it either.
No,
I'm not part of the party here. Hold on, here we go.
There you go. There you go. So now I have to determine who would win this fight. Who would beat a Pope? Now, the sumo wrestler already has the ability to fight and can turn invisible while singing show tunes. Now, the question is he singing Japanese show tunes or is this an American sumo?
Doesn't matter. And he's radioactive.
And he's radioactive. That is correct.
So against the old Pope, that's some cancer right there.
Now, here's the question. Are
No,
you
you just
guys going to
can't cure
fight
him.
each other before you fight the Pope? Because if that's the case, Mr. Superheroing Boy Scout can take you down.
Okay.
I can.
You can hear him while he's singing his show tunes to be invisible.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't think that through.
Uh-oh.
He's still radioactive.
But you are still radioactive. Now,
I can use literal jazz hands
There you
to
go.
keep the radiation away.
Does that mean he like shoots jazz out of his hands?
Maybe.
Is that
like,
the literal definition?
Like he can batch your show tunes with jazz?
That's what I'm thinking, because it says literal jazz hands. So that's what I'm imagining is just, Armstrong just...
Yeah, well, I'm just imagining like a full jazz band coming at you, though.
Like out of
I
your
think
hands?
it's just the music and not the actual personnel with musical instruments.
I just had to make sure.
And then we
Clarifying.
have Ariel here on a Segway and 6 inches tall. Now, nothing personal against you, Kat, but there's no way a 6-inch mermaid is going to have any competition against a Pope on a velocipede. He'd just run you over. So you're not going to be competing here. The Viking, covered in spikes, could deflate the tires, but you're made of straw, so once you get run over, gone.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So that leaves the Boy Scout, which is the Pope's weakness, and a sumo wrestler,
He
which
could win
can
by
fight.
proxy with the police.
So here's the radioactive sumo. There's just too much fight coming on over here out of the sumo wrestler. So I'm gonna have to give it to B-Mad.
Woohoo! My sweaty fat guy wins.
There you go.
It's almost like real life.
And then the way you.
But I'm not gonna wear a diaper.
Why not? I thought you already did.
Oh, shh.
Oh,
Let's not talk
Not
about my
supposed to tell
depends.
anybody.
And there you go. That is Super Fight. It's a great party game. Go pick it up. Heroic Adventures has it. That's where I got my copy. They have it all on display right
And
on the counter.
How many people feel that this is very similar in a different way? I get it.
No doubt. It's extremely similar. But here's the thing. It's a fun game.
Oh, it is.
At the end
Absolutely.
of
And
the
I like
day-
Cards Against Humanity.
At the end of the day, if you're having fun, that is really all that matters. But while I go ahead and get this tidied up, you guys go ahead and give it a real quick review so the cat can have her mic back.
Mic check, mic check, check mic.
Sounds like a DJ going.
I know, right?
It's like
I'm buying that. I'm seriously buying that. I've been wanting to get Cards Against Humanity too, but I want that too.
Would this finally get you to come to Tony's house to play some cards?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I will play that one.
That's a throwdown challenge right there, Tony Bravo.
You saw me laughing
would
my butt
play.
off. The mic didn't hear me. Well, I don't know. The mic probably still picked me up laughing
Yeah, I'm
really
sure it
hard,
did.
but
You
I
didn't
was laughing my
stop,
butt off.
so, yeah.
I like to do the combos that are impossible and silly because I think they're just more entertaining.
like the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And that's actually part of the game is, do you want to do like for real fights, like who would really beat someone else in a fight? Or who did you make that's, and this is in the rules. The rules basically say, do whatever, just have fun.
I'd probably
So they
pick the
have-
ones that were most entertaining.
They have one, if you want to have serious fights, you take all the wimp cards out. So like him being made of straw, you can remove that card and not play it. You can also do, goofy mode. So who would beat the Pope? Well, in this case, maybe the Boy Scout, and you can all do the, naughty innuendo.
Well, I was totally rooting for the mermaid on a Segway that's only 6 inches tall.
For a comedic stance, yeah, it'd be
So
like,
the Segway just could be 6 inches tall.
But I would make
Instead
you
of the
sing
mermaid.
like
She
Ariel.
might slap him around.
I would want to hear the.
No, I don't want
You're
No.
talking about something the size of a shrimp. I eat shrimp with cocktail sauce.
Are we talking about the cat, or are we talking about her Ariel?
Drowned him.
I thought
Nah.
you were going to completely.
What's the
other
name of that
direction
game
there.
again?
This is Super Fight.
Super fight.
So what did you think of Super Fight there, Joystick?
I actually enjoy it a lot. I like the idea of everybody making their the Cards Against Humanity feel where the person doesn't know who's
Right.
But it at first I was against that, but it works for that game.
For this game, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it does work for that
Definitely.
game. I personally enjoy it a lot. I own Cards Against Humanity, and I would probably be picking that game up as well.
Oh, absolutely. Did you get the bigger, longer black box?
No, I just have the
My friends have that one.
Yeah.
the starter edition.
Because you have to get that one to get the hidden card.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Which I love the fact that it's like a legit hidden. You have to physically cut it out. It's fantastic. Now, the moment that most of you have been waiting for me to finally stop talking. It is time for Be Mad Stash, and that is coming up to you next.
Tony Bravo, I'm looking for something to do Monday night. You got any plans?
Dude, every Monday night I'm board gaming at Heroic Adventures. I drive out to 1005 Century Drive in Edwardsville, Illinois, and I game till the store closes.
That's awesome. I can stop by, grab some comics, and sit down and game with you.
Why stop at comics? They have an amazing collection of board games, magic cards, toys, and other collectibles. Heroic Adventures is a great place to buy your game and play it too.
Fantastic. I'm like 5 minutes away at SIUE.
I'll see you here at 1005 Century Drive in Edwardsville, Illinois. And if you need to, give them a call at 618-659-0099.
Hey, Brant, have you been down to the Pump House Bar and Grill in Wood River, Illinois lately?
Yes, Fred, I have. It's my favorite bar and grill in the Metro East.
I've been going there since their opening in February 2012. It quickly became my hometown bar.
I really enjoy their daily drink specials, including their signature little beers and their great menu.
Yeah, it's definitely not just bar food. Their brisket is to die for.
Don't forget about the free chicken chunks with the purchase of a drink every Tuesday, 4 to 7.
It's the weekend destination for a good time. Bands or karaoke every Friday and Saturday night, and football all day Sunday.
The staff and atmosphere are great, too. It's like my own man cave with a waitress.
If you haven't checked out the Pump House Bar and Grill, visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/the Pump House Bar and Grill, or just stop in at 1523 East Edwardsville Road, Wood River, Illinois. Just 30 minutes from downtown St. Louis and just 2 minutes from Highway 255. And don't forget to say Under Further Review sent you.
If you're going to any other bar in the Metro East, punch in.
Fantasy Books Incorporated has been serving the Metro East area for over 30 years, with 3 outstanding locations in Belleville, Fairview Heights, and Heroic Adventures in Edwardsville, Illinois. You will find the best customer service, expansive product offerings, comfortable gaming space, and anything else a comic book and gaming customer may want or need. If you cannot find what you're looking for, they will do their best to get it for you. The goal of Fantasy Books is to be your number one choice for comic books, gaming products, and collectibles. They hope to see you there at one of their locations soon.
Find them online at fantasybooksinc.com.
And we are back live out of the OT Media Studios in historic, beautiful, haunted downtown Alton, Illinois. We are being brought to you. Wait, that's a Godfather. All right, never mind. So we are being brought to you by the wonderful people out at Fantasy Books Inc. Please go to their stores in Edwardsville, Illinois, which is Heroic Adventures, Fantasy Books and Games in Fairview Heights, and of course their original location in Belleville, Illinois, which is Fantasy Books Inc. Talk to any one of the managers there; they'll be more than happy to help you out. If you go to the Belleville location, you can get back issues on comics, which is where BMAD goes to get his back issues. Fantasy Books and Games has exactly that, books and games, and they have like all sorts of miniature setup and backs. If you're into miniature gaming, me personally, I just can't afford it because I've devoted all my money to hobby board gaming. But that being said, I mean, there's guys back there, they can talk to you ad nauseum about who to play against who and who to fight against who and painting techniques, and they've got the paint there and everything else. And of course, the same setup at Heroic Adventures, where I personally do my Monday night gaming, where I picked up Super Fight, and where BMAD picks up his stash, where the cat will be displaying her cosplay on Free Comic Book Saturday. I was about to say Sunday, and it kind of came out wrong. But it is May the 3rd, Free Comic Book Saturday. BMAD will be at Fairview Heights.
Correct.
Joystick will be at Fairview Heights. And the cat and I will be representing the Outright Geeks at the Heroic Adventures location in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Well, I think BMAD and I might be doing a little bit of a road trip.
We might start at one and go to the other.
Which would be cool.
Man, I may have to take my TARDIS to Heroic now.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'll have
There
to
you
call
go.
off.
Who needs a job? Everybody. But
Well, if you want to
whatever.
build TARDISes, you need it.
Unless you're
Yeah.
rich.
Do you know how awesome it would be if that was sitting outside? You
It'd
should
be
totally
very
do that.
awesome.
I would help you get it
They
there.
asked me to bring it, so
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
I got to talk to them now.
Yes.
Oh, dude, you got to do it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Heroic Adventures just got some serious plugging if you're bringing the TARDIS out there
Holy
for sure.
Right?
crap.
I think you should bring it to
Oh, man.
Fairview Heights store.
Yeah,
No.
you should bring it to Fairview
Do you
Heights.
know? Do you know how much of a pain that would be?
I'm sure.
I just got to get a truck.
Well,
If you
I
bring
could
it to
probably
Fairview,
get-
I'll
if I
go
can
on the
get you a
truck.
truck, I can get you a truck.
Yeah.
A full bed truck?
But I want you to go to Edwardsville first.
No, I would just. Go
There's only one place you can go with the TARDIS.
It takes too long to pack up and put
Yeah.
it together.
Not really. Nobody would know because it goes through time.
That's
right.
And space.
So, BMAD, your stash.
My stash. So last week, I picked up a ton of books. The first one was Batman number 30, which is zero year. It's the final act of the story. Kat, you've been reading Batman. Mm-hmm. Have you caught up? Are you finally?
Nope,
are you
still
finally
stuck. Because I picked up the 3rd volume of Saga. So I'm in the middle of like 10 comic books.
Okay. So you did not. So you're not anywhere. So this is all going to be spoiler. Then if I talk about any of this,
That's totally cool. I don't mind. I'm still gonna read it. Trust me.
I apologize. So Bruce Wayne wakes up and pretty much the Riddler is taking over the city, and it's a good read. If you're not reading Batman by Scott Snyder with the art with Greg Capullo, you are just missing out on some yummy goodness. I am very excited for this final act. I can't just wait to see where it goes.
The artwork is my favorite. Probably
It
one of my
is.
top
Greg
favorites.
is an amazing artist. He was very nice when I met him at Comic-Con. He took a picture with me, signed my books. So it was good stuff. Now, Joystick, you were asking about this one here. This is the continuing story of Forever Evil, which has kind of been put on hiatus because the books are going forward, as I said, and the final of the actual Forever Evil storyline is kind of stalled. So right now it's the Metal Men versus Cyborg's old armor, which became it was a sentient virus.
Huh.
So they're going after, I think it was Grid was its name. Let me find out here. But the Metal Men definitely help out and become what's the word I'm looking for? Representations of the Justice League to help fight Grid. I want to say it's Grid. I'm trying to find out here. So when the crime syndicate came to our universe, they found the sentient program. They put it inside of Cyborg's armor, and Cyborg's armor did become Grid. So this is the fight between those two characters. I thought it was a really good story. I think it's a great continuation, and the ending will surprise everybody and introduces some new characters to the New 52 universe of DC. So your question was last week, what did I think of the Metal Men? I think that it's a very lighthearted take on the old universe to bring them into this new universe, and I think that it brought some levity at times that was necessary for the story that has gotten really heavy with all these, doppelgangers coming in and just decimating the DC universe. So it was good. It was a good read, and there was a good twist to the story.
That and the Spider-Man comics are the ones that I'm thinking about. Once they actually come out with the full book, I'm going to pick those up.
Next week, if you want to get in on the ground floor, they're relaunching Spider-Man. Peter Parker, Amazing Spider-Man #1 is coming out next week.
I might have to jump on that.
Multitude of variant covers, let me tell you.
Really?
Oh, I had to search really long and hard to find the one that I wanted at the price that I wanted, because there's some of them that are only 1 in 50 and 1 in 100, and so the price goes up quite a bit when you get into that.
But so does the value.
So does the value, absolutely.
And I mean, you are into collecting them as well as reading them, yes?
Absolutely.
So that 1 in 50, would it be worth the $5 in your opinion?
Oh no, we're talking. Some of these books are 50 to 100. The book I'm looking at, I think, is going to be around 30. I'm not going to go up there into the stratosphere, but it's a cover that I like. So I once again, I always go with my art, or at least the art that I like.
The beautiful art.
The beautiful art.
The art is beautiful. My question here really is, what is the turnaround on the comics gaining value? Because I remember you guys talked about it last week when I wasn't here, when you guys were discussing how, if the movies were going to adapt the death sequences, right? And that immediately made me think of when Superman finally died, when Doomsday killed him, and that comic skyrocketed in value. Nowadays, what is that valuation? Does it go up fairly quickly? I mean, can you get a $100 comic and expect a $200 turnaround in about a year's time? Or are you hanging on to that like a Mickey Mantle?
I'm not much into the investing part of it, but to give you an idea, it depends on the situation. So with The Walking Dead being as popular as it is, the #1 variant edition that was put out last year at Comic-Con, St. Louis Comic-Con, when I sent it off to be graded without a signature, without anything, just I put the book immediately into a board and bag, sent it to them, or took it to them because they were there at Comic-Con. They sent it off when I got it back. The value of it is $200. And that was a free book given to you just for buying a ticket to Comic-Con.
Okay.
So Arthur Sudam, I always say his name wrong. He's the artist that does most of the zombie stuff, Marvel Zombies. He was the cover artist, and I think the artist on some of those books. He did the cover. the alternate variant cover for the number 1 of The Walking Dead. $200.
$200.
$200, and that
Now-
was last year.
How many copies of that exist?
Whatever was at Comic-Con.
So we're talking thousands of copies.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not millions of copies.
It might not be millions, but how many people do you think went to a Comic-Con? Like, let's say 5,000 people. Just to
How
throw
many
out an
people can fit
arbitrary number.
into the St. Louis Convention Center?
Well,
I don't know if they'd allow that many to be there, but I mean,
Well, if it attaches to the Edward Jones Dome,
they didn't have it in the Edward Jones Dome last year. They moved it this year because it got bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So last year was a lot smaller. It was in the building that was attached to it just before the entrance.
Okay. I don't know their numbers. We'd have to look
So
it up. but-
so say 5,000
yeah,
copies.
still, 5,000 is a lot of copies.
When they
of a
put out
comic.
100 million,
Do they put out 100 million?
I would have to look, but I know. I mean,
'Cause
they
you-
put them
you'd
out
be-
in Canada, Mexico, and it's not just the United States that gets comics.
Well,
Comics are all over the
American
world.
Comics, yeah. So I mean, there's
But
only so
DC?
many English-speaking countries where that
They put
particular
them out
comic.
in different language.
Okay, well then, how many are they putting out there? Because if it's only 5,000,
I'll have to find out. I don't know. Honestly,
I'm just
I don't.
curious. I mean, I didn't want to like totally sidetrack on this, but you know,
No, not at all.
How
So
quickly would
may-
that value up?
This number 1 of Sinestro, probably not, because it's not. It's the regular cover. It came out. There was no variant that I know of. If there was, it was a special variant for maybe a store, or maybe there was a black and white. Sometimes they do that. So, or maybe it was just a plain cover. Those would be worth more than just this cover that I'm holding in my hand.
Okay.
Now with The Walking Dead, the original Walking Dead, when it came out, what was it, 10 years ago or whatever it was, the number 1 was very limited. The number 2 is even more limited than that. And number 1's going on eBay for what, thousands of dollars? So
10 years.
It can happen.
Okay.
So speaking of number 1s, I hold Sinestro, his own book, which is a big thing now with like Spider-Man talking about, putting out a whole movie with the bad guys. People are now clamoring for more villain-centric movies. So maybe Sinestro now will get his own movie. There's talks about it. Written by St. Louis's own Cullen Bunn, with art by Dale Eaglesham. And I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going quite literal with it. So it's got the cover, if you're not watching the YouTube feed, Sinestro, Thrall. I always say his name wrong too. I apologize. Thrall Sinestro on the cover, putting on his yellow ring again, turning into putting on his regular Sinestro Corps uniform, and then his beloved next to him, who loves him very much, one of his Sinestro Corps, I forget her name. I'm bad with names. I really am. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. Is on the cover. Guys, what do you think? Sinestro?
I'm anti-bad guy.
You're anti-bad guy?
Yeah.
I've never really been much for Green
I would-
Lantern, so I don't know.
I would read it.
I
would read it.
I think the art is beautiful.
Well, have you guys seen the movie? I thought in the movie Green Lantern, Sinestro really stole the show. I thought he was a good actor.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Go ahead.
I'm super glad you brought that up because I didn't want to steal your thunder.
No steal my thunder.
But that Green Lantern movie, I was so mad
I'm not talking about the whole movie.
No, I was so mad that they did him so well because now he's not going to be Sinestro. Because that's not canon anymore. It's not going to be a continuation. They're not going to be using that Green Lantern film.
He could be Sinestro again. There's no reason why he couldn't.
I don't see him doing it. I think that movie lost like $54 million. Like
Because people weren't ready for that Green Lantern. I mean, the Green Lantern was actually
real quick. Lysa Drack was her name. She's the lore keeper of the Yellow Lanterns, and she's been by Sinestro's side for a long time.
But I just don't see them using anything from those movies or from that movie at all. I don't, and that's the one thing that bums me out is they did him so well.
So you don't think that there would be another good actor that could play Sinestro?
I think there would, but it's a shame to see them hit that character on the head so well, and then it's just like, nope.
So do you think they'll reboot Green Lantern? Do you think?
I think
if they're going to do the JLA, they have to.
If they're going towards,
but they can go with a different Green Lantern. There were four that were.
I think they'll go Jon Stewart next. Well, I think they'll skip Kyle Rayner. Is that
yes?
the next
Kyle
one?
Rayner was one. Guy Gardner was another.
I think Kyle Rayner was the next one in line, according to who they started with. They started with Hal Jordan. I think
Hal Jordan. Then it was Jon Stewart.
Oh, is Jon Stewart next?
Jon Stewart.
Oh,
next,
okay. So
then
they should be
Gardner.
going Jon Stewart if they were going to even make that movie canon.
Kyle's the youngest Green Lantern of the Earth.
Yeah, I could see them either going Hal Jordan again and just reusing Hal Jordan and just getting a different actor and just, that whole thing. Or I think they're just going to skip over Hal Jordan and just go to
I feel like
Jon
they
Stewart.
did with the Incredible Hulk. When they did the Incredible Hulk, which was the
You had
Edward Norton.
Eric Bana was first.
I'm saying the Eric Norton or the
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton one. In the movies, if you watch, they make lots of references, and in S.H.I.E.L.D., they make lots of reference to Banner. They make Jablonski, who was Abomination, which was the bad guy in that one. So that movie is actually considered part of the Marvel universe.
Oh, yeah, that one was actually made by Marvel. It is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And even though they used a different Hulk in the Avengers with, what is his name?
but there's nothing wrong with that movie. That movie did well. It made money.
It was not as good as they thought it was going to be. It was
but
not
it
as
still
great.
didn't do terribly.
No.
It didn't lose $54 million.
Green Lantern didn't do that terribly.
$54 million is the
It lost
highest.
it?
It's the highest losing, or like the highest,
The worst grossing or
yes,
least
Was it
grossing?
yeah.
I did not know that
movie.
fact. I
They
did not know that fact.
lost the most money on that movie. They will not. I guarantee you, they won't use anything from that movie.
No, if anything,
I don't think that they can leave it out of the universe, though. I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
can.
I
They're
don't
leaving Christopher Nolan's Batman out of the universe. Why can't they leave
Well,
that movie
because
out
the
of
Christopher
universe?
Nolan Batman won't work.
Yeah, it would.
In a Superman universe.
Yeah, they
no.
could. It'd be like, oh, Superman showed up. Everything's different now.
Right, which is why you can't use that. Batman.
Why can't you use it then?
It wouldn't work
Because it would
jar
be
too hard.
after those films.
It
It would be
would
like,
still
hey,
jar.
Superman's here now, so yes, everything has changed.
And that particular Batman was just beat to all hell. He had like a robo knee and everything. You have to
watch the honest
refresh it.
trailers of those movies, and you'll think differently about it.
But they can do a different. They could have done
I
a
probably
different
won't.
Batman.
Yeah.
They could have ended it with the guy that played Robin. What is his name?
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt. They
Yeah.
could have put him in the
He's
Batsuit.
awesome.
Very awesome character.
People would have been.
They already
He's
dubbed him
cute, too.
Robin, but you do only you have limited time. So go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. So once again, I picked up Rover, Red, Charlie, which is the name of the three dogs. So you got Rover, you got Red, and you got Charlie. That's where the name came from. A lot of people have asked me that, so I figured I'd answer that question. But this is a book that I picked up for my wife because of Russell. It is the story of these three dogs going through this universe, making it from one big splash, as they like to call it in the book, to the next big splash. They finally, in this issue number 5, made it to the next big splash. And I don't want to spoil too much, but the ending, it sets it up for, I guess, the next arc. Now that they found that there's really nothing, the feeders, as they call them, are all gone. There's really nothing for them. So they're trying to figure out, like, why does a dog have to be a dog? Maybe there's things that we can do that the humans didn't let us, because they're gonna have to figure out something to continue being on this planet. So very good. Garth Ennis, excellent writer.
How's the art?
The art is beautiful. As you can see, it's a wraparound cover. This is the one that I picked up. Speaking of alternate covers, I picked up the wraparound. So you see some dead bodies in the background on the one side, and they're fighting over some Cheetos on the front side because they're hungry and trying to find food.
This is the one I'm really wanting to read. I just haven't gotten around to picking it up.
The next book is Wolverine and the X-Men number 3. I'm kind of disappointed with this one because Wolverine and the X-Men, the first edition, I like that book. This, since they rebooted it, if you will, and put a new creative team on it, it feels like they're trying so hard to be the exact same, and it just feels like a pale imitation. So I was not really impressed. So I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to pick up number 4, see where it goes. But Wolverine and the X-Men, I'm not so hot on. Number 20 of Uncanny X-Men, I think that they're going in the right direction. I'm finally starting to get used to Bacalio's art. How do you say that?
Bacalo.
Bacalo's art. It's Brian Michael Bendis. Bendis is an excellent writer. Writes a lot, though. Sometimes I feel he's stretched a little thin. But I'm enjoying where this story went. I'm enjoying the whole Cyclops as a badass. It's good. Pick it up. Read it. It's on issue number 20. And here is the final issue, Badass number 4, where what was his name? You said Black Snake. I always forget the names.
I cannot remember his name now at all.
Here, I will let you look. This is the last issue. It finishes up the story. 1, 2, 3, 4 are now done. So that was it. I thought it was an excellent ending. It would have wrapped up everything nicely for you as you were worried about. And I have your book here, Leukemia Boy. So number 4.
I was just about to ask him.
Number 4 of Curse is out. I think it's a fitting ending. So spoiler alert if you haven't read it. The boy and the dad both use the werewolf to become werewolves.
Okay.
So
Dead End.
Dead End and Black Snake there. Sorry. We'll go back to that one. But yeah, it finally finishes the story, and they use the wolf's blood, the werewolf's blood, to become werewolves themselves. I think it tied it up very nicely. I think that this is a good book to pick up. I think if you don't pick up all 4 issues because you can't find them, you should get it in the collected series. The same thing with Dead End and Black Snake's final battle. I think it tied it up really nicely. And I just like this book in general because it was fun. It was lighthearted. There was a lot of, punnery intended, like with the covers being, homages to classic Spider-Man covers. That's the classic Punisher taking a shot at Spider-Man in the cover if you can't see it, by Dynamite Comics. We go to Amazing X-Men number 6. I'm not going to say much about this one. If you like Nightcrawler, you will love this. It's taken a kind of a turn. I can talk more about it later, but because of time constraints, we'll go ahead and put that over there. It was a good book.
Which I do apologize to the B-Mad Stash fans. I do apologize. We wound up going a little bit long today on a lot of our segments, but B-Mad has been awesome about filling in online. And, of course, you can talk to him at any time, especially...
I do got to cover this week's books. So I'm not completely done yet. I apologize. The last book from last week was Deadpool versus Carnage, which was I picked up for my son. He's enjoyed it quite immensely. It's also another local favorite, Cullen Bunn. And real quick, this week I picked up a couple of IDW titles. One because of Drew, The Seventh Sword. Don't know anything about it. City, The Mind and the Machine, issue number 3, also IDW. The continuing story of what Brandon called the hipster book, Dead Body Road. What issue is that? Number 5. The book that I really enjoyed quite a bit and can't wait to read this one, issue 3 of The Fuse. I picked this one up on accident. I thought it was Justice League, but it's Justice League United, number 0. And it's the Canadian Justice League. It's got a little Canadian flag in there, so I'll find out what's up with that. Undertow, number 3 by Image. And Sheltered, number 8, this is the book I saved for last because this is the book I really cannot wait to tear into. I really enjoyed this story, and I want to see where it's going. So there you go.
Who was it that told you not to read Fuse? That was Drew?
Ryan from Stash Publications.
Okay. And do you still yell at him dude, why do you not like this?
I asked him. I asked him if he's picked it up and he's read it, and he said it's gotten better.
Okay,
but he did not enjoy it at first because of the dialogue, as he said, the talk between the characters. He was kind of thrown off by that at first, but it's gotten a lot better.
Oh, excellent. Maybe they listened to the Outright Geeks podcast and said, "Hey, we need to fix this."
There you go.
That's what I'm going with.
There you go. There's the stash.
And in studio, we have had our guest wearing his chainmail tie, the one and only John McClemens, John McCormick, John
Morrissey.
Fail.
And you can find him.
I was going back to what I did previously. Thank you.
And you can find him at facebook.com/Conundrum Creators.
Right.
Yes.
Creators.
Conundrum Creators.
Creators.
On
I think
Facebook.com.
I think that's Conundrum Creators.
And as always, I forgot to say, make sure you pick up your stash from one of our 3 stores, Fantasy Books Inc., whether it be the Belleville location, whether it be Edwardsville, whether it be Heroic Adventures where I get my stash. Drew, Brandon, Bird, all those guys will take very good care of you. The whole staff at each store is very knowledgeable. And once again, as we've learned, they all have their different likes and dislikes. We'll find, and you know what I found out to call Brandon out on? He talks about it being an indie, trendy, whatever he said. He likes... The Killers, the one book I brought in, he loves that book, and it is not about superheroes. It's not about capes and tights. So take that hipster stuff, and everybody has their own taste. Yeah, and shovel it.
There you go. So Brandon, you have been called out,
and come back on the show.
Your joystick.
I know. I know.
We got to have a debate, sir.
Womp, womp.
Call you. I throw down the gauntlet.
So, Brandon, if you have the Gugutsa to come back into this studio while B-Matt is here,
You have to
not
come back
being
in
all...
so I can meet you too.
Not next week because I won't be here next week.
Where are you going next week?
I'm going to be in Arizona.
Have fun.
I'll send you guys pictures.
So there'll be no B-Matt stash next
Bring me
week.
back a
I'll
margarita.
have somebody to fill in for me.
Well, there'll be no B-Matt stash next week.
No, we can't do that. People love the comics.
Oh, they love everything. They
They
love
do.
the video games.
They do.
I think I'll bring in my own comic stash. We'll do Tony Bravo's comics.
Are they going to be weird stuff from Italy?
Yes.
I might bring some too then.
Oh, listen,
Thank you,
listen,
Kat.
listen to that. You all can
You can
mock
send me
my
a-
comics.
A
I think
list of what
somebody-
you want to.
I think somebody from Belleville said that they really, really want to be on the show, so they would.
Yeah.
We would love to
Bring
have the
him
other
in.
stores
Had Belleville
represent.
yet.
Absolutely.
Come in, come in, come in.
Belleville definitely needs to come in.
Yes, John.
More than welcome.
Speaking of comics, word to the wise, it is spring. Be sure to check your house for leaks. My sump pump went out and ruined about half of my comic book.
Oh my
collection.
gosh.
That's terrible.
So
Did-
definitely.
So you had
check-
some books ruined?
I had. They're not. I mean, they're readable, but value wise, they're ruined.
non-existent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle
So
We
had
should have a
some books
fundraiser
ruined.
to replace
Always-
your stash. That's horrible.
Kyle had some ruined. We had a window leak.
always
books were right
check
under it.
your stuff.
Don't leave your books by windows either.
I have a
Yeah.
bunch of manga, and it's all in a tote. My basement flooded. My manga is fine.
There you go.
Good job.
You-
yeah, you
he-
got yours in
Yeah.
a tote.
Brandon lucked out.
Yes.
I keep my stuff on very high shelves, and a lot of my stuff's on the wall. So
Luck favors
My
the
head-
prepared.
Yeah. I actually had
That's
your
right.
tote for like what, 2 years?
Yeah, something like that. And
I-
they're still fine.
Good. Yeah.
I moved out
Ha!
and had them in a laundry
because
basket.
they were in a tote. Don't look at me. You probably weren't touching them.
Yeah, I read Try
John
Guide.
Morrissey will
bunch
finish
of
his
other
sentence
stuff.
one of these
Sorry,
days.
John
Morrissey.
Morrissey.
No, it's fine. I
Cat's
moved
horrible
out.
at interrupting.
I,
No, go ahead.
I moved
No,
out.
all of us. I mean, it's
And,
it's a bad
no,
thing around here.
I believe it. I moved out, and my comics were in a laundry basket. My mom pulls them down off the shelf to put up Easter decorations, leaves them on the floor. Sump pump goes out, 2 inches
So
of
your
water.
mom killed your stash.
My mom killed my stash.
Easter killed your stash.
Easter did.
Easter.
Oh,
This is why. This is why I don't
Dang.
put up decorations. If she hadn't taken the decorations down, my
Would you
comics
feel
would
the
be
same
fine.
if they were Halloween decorations?
Hey, decorations
Comic
destroyed,
books or
yes.
comic
I
books
will
and
say.
decorations
I like
are
Halloween,
not
but-
necessary.
Yeah, you know what? We talked about what we did over the weekends, but nobody said anything about Easter. I didn't because I'm half Jewish, so it's kind of sacrilege for me to celebrate
Yeah, I
that.
did
think
stuff. I ate food.
This
Yeah? I
season,
was
I,
there.
had 6 chocolate Easter bunnies.
big Easter for you. Are you an Easter person,
I,
Tony Bravo?
I take my teachings from Atheor.
Okay, well,
Yep.
I'm not against the holiday. I mean, if you guys all like bunnies that poop out chocolate, that's fine by me.
They poop out jelly beans.
I
Oh,
like.
jelly beans, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna get into.
No,
it.
I'm not.
Never
I'm
mind.
not anti-holiday.
Let's
We had a dinner and yeah, that's it.
go. Yeah.
Well, no,
I just go with the holidays. If they're going to give me candy, I'm
Right.
totally for it.
I didn't
Candy or
honestly.
presents?
I didn't honestly even know it was Easter. Once again I messed up Maris's birthday. I set it for Saturday, and I had all these kids that were invited, and a lot of them were, it was supposed to be a slumber party. A lot of them were like, "Oh, we can't Easter. Didn't you even think that Easter was Sunday?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I'm sorry."
Yeah. I wouldn't sweat it too hard.
So the whole adult Easter egg thing is like a thing now.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
But,
a
actually
like,
saw a
giant thing.
picture
Cool
of that
things and
with,
eggs
like,
and like hiding them, and the adults
Yeah.
are just like, yeah.
Cool things like
Go get
what?
eggs.
Come on.
Like,
There you go.
Little
No.
drink
Little
shooters
drink-
There you go.
or money or
Prophylactics?
like gas cards or stuff. Cool
That's
stuff.
a really big egg.
I feel like I'd
It's like an ostrich egg.
in a fist fight with my family over a gas card.
Would
Yeah.
you really?
Dude,
Oh, definitely.
I would totally be like, I want that egg. That's my egg.
Yeah.
That's
So
totally
if there was
cool
an
idea.
adult Easter egg hunt and there
Heck
was
yeah, I'd be
gas
all over
cards,
that.
you would like if I
Who
found
doesn't
it, you
want
would take
free
me down.
gas?
I'd sock my brother in the nose for a free gas card.
Yeah.
We
There you
do
go.
we do Easter differently in Italy, and so ever since I've moved here, and, got married, it's another day. I just whatever.
Well, how do you guys do Easter in Italy?
Oh,
if
dude,
you don't mind my
it's
asking?
special. And
Is
it's
it?
fantastic, and we'll talk about it next week because we are out of time,
No.
and I want to make sure we're out of here before the nerdy rotten scoundrels take over. If they are waiting outside, I don't know because I can't see. We have no window. But anyway, we are the Outright Geeks. I'm Tony Bravo, the man behind the board,
Be mad with my stash.
and that's Joystick constantly whacking the
Whacking.
microphone.
It's right next
It's right.
to me.
I told you.
can't.
That's why
It's
I
in
sat
my
over
face.
here. It's right next to his face.
Boy, why are you always whacking something? Why?
Quit
Hey,
whacking
I
the microphone.
massage the joysticks with
I am the
precision.
cat, and
Whoa.
we also have.
John Morrissey, thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for
for
coming
being here.
and talking about the way you play with your wood.
Oh my God.
What's
He
up,
made
Woody?
the swords.
He makes the swords with the Woody.
Whittle, say it. Say whittle.
He likes to whittle.
I work wood so hard, I've got calluses.
There you go.
Yep.
And on that note,
That's
we will
his
talk to you
catchphrase.
again next week.
Dude, I'm stressing out. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, and I'm nowhere near my favorite comic book store.
Where are you?
I'm in Fairview Heights.
Then go to Fantasy Books and Games. It's right there in Fairview Heights next to the Dandy Inn at 1977 West Highway 50. They have a fantastic collection of comics, books, toys, and games. Grab your stash and come back for the show.
Thanks, Tony B. I'm headed over there right now to Fantasy Books and Games at 1977 West Highway 50.
Or call them at 618-624-0920.
Hey, B-Mad, you busy this weekend?
I've got a date.
A date?
Yes, at Fantasy Books in Belleville, Illinois. I'm missing some comics for the show.
There's a Fantasy Books in Belleville?
Yes, there is. Fantasy Books Inc. is the original location. It's located at 1113 East Main Street in Belleville. They have games,